Hey loves, it's your girl Mariah Sincere, and I'm back with another bomb live topic of discussion today. Are relationships over in the United States? Is it really over? Have we come to an end? Have we come to the end of the road? Y'all, my mom named me Mariah Carey, but I did not get blessed. My mom named me Mariah after Mariah Carey, but I did not get blessed with the voice, unfortunately. So, guys, yeah, that's going to be the topic of discussion today. For those of y'all who are new to my channel, I'm an American citizen living abroad. I've been in Colombia for almost 2 years now, and I will be in Dominican Republic next month. So on this channel, we discuss topics related to travel, being an expat, and some of these discussions, these socio-political travel discussions that people are having. So I'm really excited. We talked about this the other night, and I felt like I would run it back because y'all were so engaged. So moving abroad is becoming something that is not as uncommon as it was maybe a decade ago. And people are leaving the United States. And a lot of the times, people are leaving the United States so that they can get some type of leg up. I've always said this, leaving the United States can really, even if it's just for a short period of time, or even if you give yourself like 5 years or 10 years to live abroad, because there are people that do repatriate or move back to the United States. Living outside of the United States, especially if you move somewhere where the dollar goes further, it can really propel your career. For example, if you're trying to start an online business, but you don't have the time to do it because you work so much trying to keep up with the cost of living in the United States, living abroad can help you catch yourself. It can help you catch your breath while you build or while you rebuild your savings or things of that nature. So there are some benefits. Somebody was like, y'all always leave the United States and trash the United States. Y'all know me. I love the United States of America. But at the same time, what up, sis? Good to see you. But at the same time, I do believe in cheat codes. I believe in people doing what they need to do so that they can get ahead in life. Don't just stay stuck, or don't just say, oh, it's never going to happen for me. I haven't owned a house, or I haven't been able to start a family, or I haven't been able to find anybody, or I haven't been able to progress in my business, so I'm going to stay stuck here. Always figure out a way. And one thing that living abroad has done for me, it has opened my mind. So for example, if I were to ever move back to the United States, or move somewhere that's more expensive than somewhere in Latin America, I will always have international health insurance because it's cheaper. And I will get my teeth done and any cosmetic procedures that I need done outside of the United States. I have lipedema. That surgery would cost me at least $18,000 to $20,000 in the United States. I can get it done down here for $6,000. If you need a tooth pulled in the United States, it can run you like $800. It's like, I don't even think it's $100 here. If you need a dental implant, that's going to run you $5,000 in the United States. Here, it will run you about $1,000 if you want one with a porcelain crown. So just understand that even if you want to live in the United States or move back to the United States, it's so good to have a global perspective on things. That way you're not suffering. Hey, Dante Martin, how many different states in America have you lived in? That's a great question. I have only lived in the great state of Texas. And I feel like the only other one that I probably would live in outside of Texas would be like Louisiana. Like I would move to New Orleans. I could not live in, even though the weather is good, I could not live in California or New York because it would be too much of a culture shock. And not just that, it's like ridiculously overpriced. I can't do it. I can't do it, babe. But thank you for asking that. Okay, so I'm gonna go into my Instagram. Somebody sent me a video that I was supposed to react to. Again, guys, the topic of discussion today is going to be, are relationships over in the United States? Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't really see too many people getting into like healthy, happy relationships in the United States. And when I do see people in a relationship, I don't be like, I want this for my life. I rarely see relationships that I would say are relationship goals. And I know you're not supposed to idolize anybody else's relationships, but there are relationships that can be good examples. And like most of the time when people get together, they get together with people that don't nobody else want. They can just like live this mediocre life together, or they got all this relationship drama, they cheating on each other, or like usually one person in a relationship is putting up with hella bullshit at the expense of the other person, whether they be a male or a woman. And honestly, I've only seen one relationship in the United States that made me go, yeah, I would want to have a relationship like this. I'm just being honest. It's only been one. And that's not good, y'all. That's not good. Now, I still believe in love. I still believe it's possible. But at the same time, what are we doing? What's going on? There was somebody that left a comment on my Instagram page today. And, you know, I was talking about how I still believe in love, like I had a reel. And I guess he was going back and forth with somebody, and he left in the comments, well, you know, I guess because he's still single, he was like, well, I have my own job. I have a good credit. I'm supposed to settle for a single mom that's overweight. And then I clicked on his picture. I just wanted to see what his profile looked like if he's talking like that. And y'all, he wasn't attractive and he was overweight. And this is what I'm talking about. In the United States, people have unrealistic expectations. And this is both men and women. It's like people can't see themselves. I don't know what it is. I see so many men who are overweight, bald, and unattractive talking about they don't want overweight women, or they don't want to date fives, and they don't want to date sixes. I see so many of these men. I don't want a woman that they'll be in their 40s and everybody else around them has kids, but they don't want a woman with kids because they didn't have any. So then guess what? They go try to find somebody younger, significantly younger, so that they can ruin her life. And what I mean by that is like they're going too young. You know, after 25, that's different. But I used to work in a club. I used to work with girls that would go get with these type of older men. And trust and believe, and I would try to warn them, okay, I understand he's providing stability, but you're not gonna see it the same way. Now they've all gotten older, and guess what? What I tried to warn them about, now they're finally old enough and been through some things enough to comprehend, hey, this ain't what I really wanted, or yeah, he got me when I was young and dumb. Like now they feel taken advantage of, but they weren't trying to listen to that at that time because they weren't in a good space financially, and he knew it. I know he looked like a hot mess. Express Hunters, they always do. I don't get it. Y'all, it's so crazy because the finest men, for example, my ex-boyfriend looks like Genuine when Genuine was in his prime. And we did not work out. You know, he broke up with me, because he was on his Donnell Jones, and he wanted to get back together when he went and seen it was nothing in these streets for him. And a lot of people will say, oh, he broke up with you because you're a single mom. And it's like, no. He went, when I would not take him back, he literally went and got a great value version of me. He got a girl with similar looks who had a daughter, like I have a daughter my same age, and now they're married. But it seems like men who are very attractive, when they get ready to settle down with a woman, they are far more realistic and they are far more Like they're not as bitter. Like attractive men will get with a single mom, like they will, and not care. And it's like some of these men's standards are crazy. Even like with a lot of these women, like I don't understand everybody wanting a millionaire. What you want is a man that's like financially stable, that can take care of himself, be an adult. But like this whole sprinkle thing, what a lot of women don't understand is that will set you up to be prey for a predator. I remember this Yo Gotti song, and he kind of did this with Angela Simmons, where he was talking about all you got to do to get a woman's nose wide open is just send her flowers. Do something she not used to for like weeks straight. And then a woman will be like, oh, he's doing all this for me. He's investing, but that's nothing to somebody that has it. You can't focus on the material. You got to focus on character. And people can fake who they are for a time. They can't fake who they are for forever, But it's so unrealistic. Some of these standards people have. People want to date people that aren't looks compatible with them. People want to date people that it don't make absolutely no sense. You feel like just because you earn a certain dollar amount that you deserve the finest thing. And you're not fine. You're not fine. It's crazy how some of these people think. What's up? What up, Jeremiah? Good to see y'all. Good to see my people in the house. Okay, now I'm going to pull up this video. It's Psych Hacks, Passport Bros, and International Dating. Now, let's know short form content. You might think that I'm anti-passport, bro, but I'm not. I'm anti-weird stuff. I don't like weird people. I don't like people that go abroad and like, for example, that video that we played in the last live where the dude walked up on the girl and just grabbed her neck here in Colombia. Sir, you can't do that in the United States. Why are you coming down here and doing that? So I don't like people being weird. I don't like people embarrassing us. As somebody who was raised around my African-American side of the family, yeah, I'm going to be hardest on us because I don't like the way that some of y'all make us look. To be honest, I don't like how y'all make our men look internationally. It's a bad look. It's a bad look, and nobody wants to be known for that. But that's not the same thing as me saying y'all shouldn't go abroad and date. No, go where you can win. If y'all want to go date Latinas, Slavic women, if y'all want to go date Asian women, go do that. But like, damn, can you represent? Can you act like you got some sense? Can you not act so thirsty like you ain't never been there before? That be my thing. Act like you've been there before. Quit making it seem like you just ain't never seen no fine women before. You ain't never got no cootie cat before. Okay, that's a quote I'm gonna put on the shirt. OMG, I just seen him. You talking about that dude that grabbed that woman's neck? Yeah, that's the type of ish that irritates me most. Yeah, quit being embarrassing. Like, get it together. Pull yourself together. I take pride in being a gentleman no matter where I'm at. There you go, baby. I know that's right. Like, here's the thing. It's not like these women aren't going. They're going. Just calm down. Like, damn. Some of these men act like if they not SAing somebody, that they not going to get no cootie cat. And then after a certain age, you got to learn to care about other stuff than that. But that's a whole nother topic of discussion. So we're going to Orion Terabon's channel, Passport Bros and International Dating, approaching the movement from a fresh perspective.
I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is Psych Hacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is Passport Bros and International Dating. So this is a topic that has come up frequently in the comments of several of my videos, and it's a topic that I've been requested to discuss by many people over the last several months. If you're unfamiliar with the subject, Passport Bros is the collective term for a movement among Western and specifically American men who are increasingly pursuing mating and dating opportunities abroad. These are guys who are flying to places like South America and Southeast Asia and the Middle East in order to access sexual opportunities that they argue aren't available in their home country. And I'm going to respond to this phenomenon through the lens of my recent experiences spending a month in the country of Japan. Now, I'm not very knowledgeable about this phenomenon, but to be honest, there was always something about the Passport Bros movement
he sent me two
that
videos.
felt a little sleazy and pathetic.
Video. Let me pause this because we're not going to go over this same video again when I got other videos. So never mind. I'm not going over that same video again, but thank you to my subscriber. I forgot who it was that sent it to me. No, but we're not going to watch that same video. Give me one moment while I pull up some different, fresher for y'all, a fresher perspective. Now, I told y'all, like, a lot of this, the men don't want to admit it, but a lot of this does have to do with them being able to have sexual opportunities, which, like, honestly and truly, I don't really mind it that much because, to be honest, and now I'm talking to the American women, if y'all don't want these men, then you don't want them around you sexually frustrated. It's not safe. I've always said that men need that, they need that release more than women do. And when they can't get it, they become bitter. Y'all ever wonder why a lot of these men just walk around bitter, acting like they hate American women so bad? They would not feel that way if they were able to have, like, intercourse on a regular basis, y'all. And then there's this other part of it to where you do have men that are having intercourse, but they're upset because they can't have intercourse with the women that they want to have intercourse with. And it's causing a lot of anger and friction, right? And then you have women who are like going out on dates with these men and they're not understanding. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're going out on dates with these men. These men are so sexually frustrated. They probably never got laid or haven't gotten laid in a long time. And then the women are like, hey, I'm going out on a date with you. I'm just trying to get to know you. But the entire time we're together, you're just bringing up sex or you're hounding me for sex. So then the woman gets turned off. She doesn't want to see him anymore. And now he gets even angrier. And it's like, she just used me to eat, which is crazy. But it's such a vicious cycle. So I do feel like women in the United States should promote these men traveling abroad. Now, the problem is a lot of them are going abroad, and because they're so socially awkward or they're so thirsty, it's causing problems in these other countries. And honestly, I don't know what to do about that. I don't know what to do about it. Because if you try to say, hey, don't be so thirsty, they get upset and they say you're just hating on them for traveling. And it's like, no, it's bigger than that. You have to represent your country people well. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take this back to TikTok. Let's see what this man has to say about dating in Colombia.
You didn't know this about Colombia. As you know, I live in Colombia. Patience is the game. When you're trying to lock down that woman that you want, the real one, I'm not talking about the 304, but the real one, patience is the game. These are some really good women here when you actually find a good one. So therefore, take her on a couple dates. It's very inexpensive. My average date is about $20 to $36. Yes, and that's me splurging. Just be very punctual. Be that man you are. I get it. You're scarred from America. But you don't have to do that here. These women, after a couple dates, they're ready to throw in. I'm talking about the whole towel to go with you. But also, you got to be that man. Can't be a slob. Can't be over there just thinking that you're going to have every woman you want. You don't even look the part. You don't even have the part. So work on yourself first. You didn't know this about you.
I mean, that's true. Like here in Colombia, if you do want to find a woman to have like a serious relationship with here, you do have to be a little bit more patient and wait. Now, I've heard conflicting conversation. So it's like, I've heard men say, hey, you have to be patient and wait. But then I've also heard local men say they going on the first night. And I'm talking about non-working girls. I'm just talking about regular girls. So honestly, I think here, it really just depends. And you also have to know that there's going to be an extra layer of skepticism towards you because, first of all, if she's seen with you, especially in a place like Medellin or maybe even Cartagena, then people are going to assume that she's a working girl, even if she's not. And then her family is going to be warning her, oh, he's going to hit it and quit it and leave and not come back or play you. So then a lot of girls get this mentality, well, he's going to try to play me anyway. I might as well get him for all he has while I can, you know? So you have to keep those things in mind. We can't have another Floyd. Man, I could do a whole video just on Floyd. But yeah, he is absolutely right. Also, the men who are successful here in dating, they have adjusted their standards and expectations, meaning they're not looking for the finest thing walking around. You know, they're dating girls who are cute, but they're not like the Barbies. Okay, let's go to somebody else and see what they had to say.
Most foreigners don't realize this, but Colombia has some of the most unique cohabitation and marriage laws in Latin America. And if you're an expat, a digital nomad, or a bro, you need to understand them before you shack up with somebody here. Because the way Colombia handles relationships can directly impact your money, your property, your visa, and even your freedom to walk away. First, let's talk about Unión Marital de Hecho, which is basically Colombia's version of common law marriage. If you live with someone in a stable, permanent relationship for 2 years or more, Colombian law can treat you almost the same as if you were legally married. This isn't...
Okay, so for those of y'all who be trying to move your girlfriend or boyfriend in, you have to be very careful, because if y'all been living together for a couple of years, then it can be treated like a common law marriage. And if it's a situation where you have more money and more assets than that person, then they can come for it. They absolutely can.
Just about romance. It's about legal rights. After the 2-year mark, your partner may have claims to your assets, pensions, or inheritance, even if you never had a wedding ceremony. Here's the twist. You don't even need a formal registration to be recognized as a unión marital. Courts can accept testimony, shared leases, bank accounts, or even neighbors just saying you live together. That means if you're cohabitating and building a life together, Colombian law might already see you as a legal couple, whether you wanted it or not. Now, what does that...
And a lot of the men don't know this. So they'll move these working girls or these former working girls, these girls that they took off the street, into their homes with them. Well, what happens when you want to move abroad? What happens when you want to move? What happens when you want to break up? What happens when you want a new girlfriend? A lot of these men think they're safe because they didn't sign any paperwork. But no, and you better believe her whole family, everybody gonna be in on it against you when it's time to go to court. So those are things to think about. And it's so crazy because a lot of American men like to talk about how in the United States, if you get married, these women are gonna leave you, take your stuff and leave you for half. And it's like, you're way less likely to get into this type of situation in the United States where you're just living with a woman and she can lay claim to half of your stuff. Like in most states, that's not going. Like, that's not happening. And here's the thing, in Colombia, the law is the same everywhere. So you can't move to a different part of Colombia and evade that type of foolishness. Same thing in Brazil. Yeah, that's crazy. So it's like, y'all got to know the laws. When y'all are going and dating abroad, y'all have to know what y'all are dealing with. For example, I was telling y'all how I would never have a kid by a man here in Colombia. It would never happen. A man would never be able to get a kid out of me. Why? Because let's say y'all break up, or let's say he wants to leave you high and dry after he's had the kid. Colombian immigration does not work like U.S. immigration. So, for example, if I want to leave the United States with my daughter, well, her dad signed for her to get a passport. I can leave. I don't need his permission every time we exit the country. Here, you have to get permission every single time you exit the country with a Colombian child. So every single time. So basically, if that man is nowhere to be found, you're stuck. You can't travel, at least not with the child you have by then. You are stuck. And it's crazy because a lot of these men, the women complain because they're like, well, I haven't seen my child's dad in years, or he doesn't do anything or contribute. And they are stuck. They can't go anywhere with the children they had by that man.
that mean for foreigners? Let's say you bought a property in Medellin under your name. If you've been living with a partner for more than 2 years, she could make a case in the court that half of that asset is part of the marital patrimony. And if you break up, she can request a sociedad patrimonial de hecho, basically a division of assets similar to divorce proceedings. On the flip side, formal marriage in Colombia comes with 2 default property regimes: sociedad conjugal and separación de bienes. By default, marriage assumes community property unless you specifically sign a prenuptial agreement. That means everything acquired during the marriage, income, property, even some investments, get split if you divorce. If you want to protect your assets, you need to go through a notary and establish separation of assets before or during the marriage. And here's where divorce comes in. In Colombia, divorce is relatively straightforward compared to the United States. If both parties agree, it can be done quickly at a notary's office. If not, it goes to court, and that's where asset division and spousal support come into play. But remember, even if you never officially married, you live together long enough, you may face almost the same process. Now let's tie this into visas, because many foreigners think that they need to get married to stay long term. In Colombia, you don't necessarily have to be legally married to get a spousal type visa. There are 2 main options. Marriage visa, visa de cónyuge. This one is based on a legal marriage registered in Colombia or a recognized foreign marriage. It's cleaner on paper. You present your marriage certificate and it's usually easier to process. Then there's the permanent partner visa, visa de compañero permanente. This one is based on a recognized unión marital de hecho. You don't need a wedding, but you do need to formalize your cohabitation at a
I didn't realize that there was a permanent partner visa. All the people that I know who have got a marriage visa, who have got a visa for being with somebody who's a marriage visa. But these men are smart. They do know how to hide their assets. They do. I heard that the Philippines and Colombia passed laws that if a man was common law with a woman, he has to pay child support and or alimony to the woman and child, even if the child is not yours. I haven't heard about that one, girl. I had to do some research on that. But there are certain states in Texas where it's like that. If your wife is pregnant by another man and y'all were married, technically the child is yours, and that woman can take you to court for child support. Which is insane to me. That's not right.
notary with a declaration signed by both of you and back it up with evidence, meaning shared bills, leases, or joint accounts. Colombian law automatically kicks in after 2 years for patrimonial rights, but for visa purposes, Migración usually wants to see at least 6 to 12 months of documented relationship before granting it. Both of these visas can eventually lead to residency, but the key difference is that the marriage visa is more straightforward, while the partner visa gives you flexibility without walking down the aisle. One detail most foreigners don't know: immigration status can get tangled in all of this. If you apply for a spousal visa through a Colombian partner and the relationship ends, your legal right to stay in the country may also end. Break up with your partner, and you might find yourself dealing not only with the emotional fallout, but with Migración Colombia.
These people down here, they will threaten to call. They will call immigration on you. If the relationship ends bad, or you break up with them and they don't want to break up, you better believe they calling immigration on you. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. That's what happened to what's his name? West, on Where's West. Y'all know the Asian boy who came down here and got married to that Colombian woman and he wanted a divorce. Her family put that man through hell. They called immigration. He dang near had to flee Colombia. Called immigration, threatened to end his life. They put that young man through so much. DC Born Rob talked about it. When did he talk? I like DC Born Rob. I'm going to have to watch that.
You to get out. So here's the bottom line. In Colombia, living together is not casual in the eyes of the law. 2 years can turn your private relationship into a legal marriage with financial consequences. If you marry without understanding the default property rules, you may be signing away half of what you built here. And if you use marriage or unión marital to get a visa, just remember that ending the relationship could also end your stay. For expats and nomads, the lesson is clear. Love who you want, but understand the law before you move in. Because in Colombia,
honestly, in Colombia, if I was going to have a partner, it's so risky for both men and women. If you get into a relationship with a partner here who makes significantly less than you, especially when you've already built, like you built everything on your own and they come into the equation, If I had a partner here in Colombia, they would have to live in their house and I live in my house. And that would just have to be what it is. I've said this before. I can love somebody and we don't never have to live together. I have an aunt. She's been she has a boyfriend. They've been together for like 20 years. They still don't live together. They go out on dates and they go see each other. See, that's the type of relationship I aspire to. Because it's just too much. It's too much liability. And this is the part that a lot of people aren't telling other people, especially like these men. When these men come and tell y'all, oh, go find a relationship abroad, because in the United States, the women expect too much, they're gold diggers, or the women will take half. And it's like, these men will tell y'all this kind of stuff without researching the laws in other countries. And to get out of these situations, you're going to have to flee that country. That is if they don't catch you. That is if they don't catch you while you're trying to flee. Okay, let's see. This is a woman who is single in Turkey.
If you are a single woman, you need to come to Turkey.
So I was tagged in this video.
So she said, if you're a single woman, you need to come to Turkey. So y'all got to know, it's women out here traveling. And while they're traveling, they're dating. They're experiencing men in other countries. Now, I said this before, I'll say it again. Women don't leave the United States in search of relationships. We just don't. That's not a primary factor. I remember one YouTuber was confused as to why I'm in Colombia because of the dating market and dating strategy. He didn't understand. I don't got no dating strategy. I came here for other reasons. But when people are abroad, they date. So let's see what the ladies have to say about their experience in Turkey.
And I definitely want to chime in. So I lived in Turkey for 4 years and I dated in Turkey. I actually wrote a book called The Black Girl's Guide to Living, Loving, and Dating Abroad. So I talk a lot about my experience dating in both Italy and Turkey. And this is what I have to say about Turkish men. I can agree with her.
All the Black women that I know that go to Italy get married. Those Italians love Black women. Italians love Black women, and Middle Eastern men love Black, and Latinos love Black women, but it's just over there in Italy and the Middle East, those men, money is a lot bit longer, you know?
That Turkish men are very charming, they are handsome, and they are also very giving. They are very generous, y'all. Turkish men are definitely masculine and they are raised to take care of women and children. I think a lot of that has to do with the Islamic influence in their culture, and that there's this belief that men, their God-given duty is to take care of women and children and be the providers in their family. So they definitely got that on lock. Again, they make sure to take care of their woman to the best of their ability, and they are very romantic. Like, expect gifts, expect flowers, big bouquets of flowers, things like that to be given to you when you are dating a Turkish man. Like 50-50, what is that in Turkey? Like, nobody does that. Like, don't pull out your wallet. They will be so offended if you try to do that. So don't.
That's true. Like when men talk about going and dating anywhere in the Middle East, y'all have to know that, again, if you're leaving the United States because you feel like American women are too much of a financial strain, you have to understand what comes with dealing with these Middle Eastern women, or Slavic women. 50-50, they don't know what that is. They don't understand that. That's not what 50-50. So you have to understand. And in American society, women are far more egalitarian than in other parts of the world. What can make a big difference is the cost of living. So I was telling y'all how, like in Colombia, it's a different situation. You can come down here and be a provider man, and you're making $4,000 or $5,000 a month. You can provide for that woman in y'all's household. Now, the issue might come in is when her family starts asking for money, or she asking for money for the grandma, that kind of stuff. But as long as you're just taking care of y'all's household, you can manage the finances here, especially if you choose to live outside of Medellin and you go live like in the countryside or a smaller city or Cali or something like that.
Don't even do that. That's not even a question. Even when you go out with male friends in Turkey, they will pay for you. Like platonic male friends in Turkey, they will pay for you. Now, with all of that being said, please understand that there are Turkish fuckboys. There are Turkish fuckboys. But I can honestly attest that Turkish men are so helpful. And matter of fact, I just said 2 days ago, I said, good Lord, I was like, I miss my Turkish men.
And what does it say? And far too many Turkish men think foreign women will give sex easily. So beware of this. Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's just Western women in general. And we have the reputation of being loose or easy to have sex with. And I guess if you compare it to an Islamic country where the girl has to worry about her family and bringing shame to the family, compared to those women, Western women probably are far more loose, even though our men complain that we're not giving them it. But like to those men, yeah, we probably are like a loose cootie cat.
There are just certain things that they will do. Like if they see you struggling with some bags or the door or anything, they will run and help you. They don't even have to know you. They will just come off the street and help you because that's just how they are raised to be.
I've said this about Colombian men. Yep, most Colombian men, if they see you struggling, they will help you. It's to the point where now I'm so spoiled to where like one time this Colombian man, like, I don't even want to talk about that, but he just behaved in a way that made me be like, oh, you such a, it disgusted me. It disgusted me.
And also, if you're a woman that you have a bit more traditional family values, Turkish men are generally a good fit, especially if you can find one that's like moderately conservative. That's like a perfect fit because they're a little bit more modern, but they still have a lot of those traditional family values. And for me, that's a plus. All of my friends that are married to Turkish men, they all say, oh my God, Turkish men are so helpful. My husband is so helpful. And I always say this to the young ladies. If you go to Turkey, and seriously, like if you go to Turkey when you're like in your 20s, maybe early 30s, that's the best time to go and date. Because one, the men have a lot more cultural pressure to get married than men do in other places in the world, especially in the US. But if you can find yourself a good Turkish man, you will have yourself a good husband, girl.
Well, maybe that's true. So for my lady, because we talk about reasons for men to move abroad, but like for my ladies who, for example, if you're a woman who wants to get married, even though let's forget about American women. If you're a Colombian woman and you want to get married and you're dating within the dating pool here in Colombia, you're going to have a much harder time finding a Colombian man that wants to get married, right? It's actually more beneficial for you to date an American man who might be more willing to get married if he's looking for a path towards citizenship to stay here. Or you might have to, y'all might not notice, a lot of these Colombian women, they be global, they be traveling, okay? They be in other countries. So even in the United States, people don't really believe in marriage like that. So if you're somebody who is dating for marriage, this is a very hard dating market. And you might have a better chance of finding a man in a foreign market. Even like I see a lot of these women who want to be traditional wives and listen to the, sprinkle. Okay, cool. But understand you're going to have a hard time in America where the men kind of get offended if they feel like they're dating you for money versus if you go to like a Russian country or Eastern European country, or if you go to like the Middle East, then like duh, the man is paying, duh, the man is the provider paying all the bills. So I'm just saying people should really consider going to dating markets that match their personal beliefs. But then like, are you willing to deal with what comes with that? So for example, if you go to Afghanistan, which I don't know why any woman ever would. They are like extremely, like to the extremes of Islam. And you got to understand, yeah, he's going to pay all the bills in that country, but he also going to have a whole bunch of group relations with males. Or you might be required to cover up, or you might not be able to wear the things you want to wear. You might have to give up some of your Western freedom. You know, so in that case, it's best to go somewhere like Turkey, where you can find some men who are moderately religious. I'll let you cook with this narrative, but men's value goes up when we travel. Women's value goes down. Let the record show that we are leaving from the United States. I don't believe that. I don't believe that women's value goes down when they travel. My value hasn't gone down. I don't care what these American men get on the internet and say. First of all, the Colombian men are checking for me. I'm not really checking for, I'm just being honest. I'm not really checking for them like that. But not just that. I can go to a party or I can go to an event with American men and they're going to be trying to holler at me, even if they know that I'm American. Because I'm going to tell you why. A lot of the times, what you have to understand, and these men tell me things that they never get on the internet to tell you. Especially these men that have been abroad for a long time, what they understand is that it's very difficult to find a woman that they can trust. They understand after a while, once they've been gone from the United States, they understand that it's all hype. I don't care what they get on here and tell y'all. So when they meet an American woman who is kind, dresses well, pretty, I would say that I'm pretty, okay? And they know they can trust you, like they feel like you're a trustworthy person, they do want to date. They do. A lot of these American men will try to date or talk to the American women that come to Colombia. They're not going to scream that over the internet to y'all, but after a while, they get tired. They get tired of getting played. They get tired of every time they go on a date, they're expected to like, take the woman to the most expensive restaurant that she can't even afford to take herself. They get tired of people asking them for money for their family. They get tired, even though men claim they want to be providers, these men traveling, they get tired of being used like an ATM. And they're never going to come on here and tell you that. But I know the real. That's why when people get on the internet and they try to like shoot slugs at me or try to make me feel insecure for being an American woman in Colombia, it don't bother me because I know the real. I know my dating options have not gone down here. I have had American men with good jobs try to date me here. Good jobs and good things going for themselves. I'm just not, it's a me thing. It's definitely a me thing. It's me, I'm the problem. Man love Thursday. Stay away from Afghanistan. No, facts. Yeah, we know you are pretty. Thank you. I appreciate you, Archie. So I'm just saying though, if you are a quality woman in the United States, you're gonna be a quality woman everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. And again, a lot of black, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like if you're a black woman and you're a like this is, I can tell this is a very classy black woman, they will do better abroad. They'll do better in a place like Italy, Portugal, Spain. So y'all have to think. I know in the United States, a lot of black men are not into their own women or taught that we're like the worst women. But y'all have to understand a lot of culture, especially when you're dealing with this type of black woman, they don't see it the same way that y'all see it. That's just the reality of the matter.
Of course, there is no perfect group of men. There are absolutely no perfect groups of men. But I can say, of my personal experience dating various groups of men all over the world, I can honestly say, despite any cultural issues, I love Turkish men. I really, really do love Turkish men. It's to the point. I actually looked to see if there is a Turkish community here in Spain. I actually found there's one in Barcelona. I know there are some Turks here, but I'm trying to find like the community hub because y'all.
Bro, it sounds like you need to move to Turkey. If those are your men, you need to go where they at, sis. Get up out of Spain.
I really need a Turkish man in my life, like seriously, because they are so protective. Like if you're their woman, they are so protective of you. They want to take care of you. They want to be like, Janim, aşkım, like my love, my dear. Like they just want to take care of you. And
I also want to say this, us women, and I believe what she's saying, but like us women have to also be careful when we're traveling abroad. Because like she said, there are some Turkish men who are F-boys. The same way how like men, a lot of men that leave the United States feel like they're lacking that affection or femininity. A lot of women kind of feel that way on the opposite end, to where a lot of American women feel like men hate us. And like I've explained this to y'all before, how like in Colombia, they're not like the best men, obviously, like in terms of like, again, the single motherhood rate is through the roof out here. The cheating culture here is absolutely insane. There's a lot of lust, right? But what I will give them credit for is that the men here do seem to like women. So that does feel good. If you're a woman, like, and you're not used to being around men who show concern or treat you like a lady, when you come to a country like this, it will be easy for you to get gamed if you don't understand that essentially, though, at the core, people are people everywhere. So you got to watch them. You always got to watch them, because at the end of the day, you're dealing with a human being. So you can't romanticize other groups of people. We do a bit. Y'all made us not like y'all at all. Well, why? Well, you put it in the comments. Why don't y'all like American women? Because I say this a lot. The same things that American men claim not to like American women for, when they go abroad, they're putting up with those things. They're putting up with those things. These men are taking care of single mothers. They're wiping women who were former prostitutes. They're paying all the bills. They're allowing these girls to dictate to them, oh, I don't want to go to dinner here. I want to go somewhere more expensive. They're paying for these girls' families. So it's like the same stuff. And I know, I see it. I'm on the ground here. It's like the same. I even saw the man say he liked it when he went to another country, the women held boundaries and they didn't give it up. But it's like, hold on. When American women do this, y'all hate us. And y'all say we're using you for food. I'm going to keep bringing up the using y'all for food. So it's like the standards are different depending on where y'all at. But like, for example, here you can tell a Colombian guy you don't want his number and he's not going to hate you, or you don't have to worry about him trying to harm you, or he's not going to hate women for the rest of his life. You can decline dates. You can tell them you don't want to go out with them. They not tripping. They not tripping at all. I'm not saying they're better than American men, because I think in some ways, American men, when they choose to get some sense about themselves and some act right, can be better partners. But the problem is American men don't act like they like women. And a lot of American men too thirsty for the coochie. And that turns a lot of women off. Turns a lot of women off. It's like we can't even get nowhere because you just worried about everything is coochie, sex, sex, sex. Yet men are men and women are women, just different languages. Yet y'all let too many things get between y'all and y'all men. Women can take that, but that builds resentment in men. Well, I don't know what it is. I think a lot of it is the rhetoric. I think, hey, Milano, how are you? I like all women. And the more I travel, the more I realize they're all wired the same. And yeah, at the core, women and men are wired the same. what the difference going to be is the culture. But like, this is when you'll start to realize they're the same. Put these people in a situation where they have to confront their lust and temptation. Put these people in a situation where they have to confront greed, or when it's about money or survival. Then you will see people's true colors. Until you see them in those kind of situations, you can't say, oh, the dating gets better here or the dating gets better there, because it's just through rose-colored glasses. You will then see how cutthroat some of these people can be. And if y'all think American women are bad, woo!
Love that about Turkish men.
Okay, so she's staying in Turkey. That's the place for the ladies to go. And I will say that, yeah, especially I say most African, if you're like a classy African-American woman, you need to try dating abroad. You need to, because first of all, you'll learn that like a lot of the messaging that you've heard about yourself in the United States, you're going to go abroad and you're going to see that like you have a lot of desirability. You have a lot of desirability. I think it will be healthy for your mental. Every Black woman that I know who has moved abroad and was single got married.
Have you ever wondered why it's so difficult to date as a single woman abroad? This is something me and my friends talk about all the time. I think the main reason is that living abroad has changed me so much. When I moved to China, I had to figure out literally everything by myself. My apartment, my job, my visa, money, my friendships, the language. I was already independent when I moved here, but this made me beyond independent. Any problem I had, I just handled it myself. Now when I date, I think my standards have raised. I notice things very quickly. Lack of being open-minded, low EQ, low maturity.
I feel like, what does she mean lack of being open-minded? Where is she at? I'm gonna have to go on her page after this, because honestly and truly, I'm not even feeling where her conversation is going right now. I can already guess what type of woman this is, but I'm gonna let her finish.
Once you've lived abroad and you've built a life from scratch, it's very hard to be impressed by the bare minimum. Have you ever wondered why it's so difficult to date?
Be impressed by the bare minimum. This is what I will say too, y'all. When you go date abroad, cultural standards are different. I'm sorry. For example, in Colombia, I know there's this thing in the United States where women don't want coffee dates. I personally feel like there's nothing wrong with a coffee date. It's contingent. Let me finish. I would go on a coffee date with a man that I was interested in. But everything would depend, like how I felt about it would depend on how he acted. So if we went on this coffee date and you expected like sex really, really quick, then I would quit talking to you, because that lets me know that you were using this coffee date as like a cheap or a low barrier to entry to get what you want. If I went on a coffee date with a man and he was genuinely asking me questions and getting to know me, then I would feel like it was worth my time and I would continue talking to that man. Do you understand? And I think a lot of American women automatically just say, you know, you're not going to know these things until you actually start trying to get to know this person. So it's like if you go to a foreign country, like for example, if you go somewhere like Italy, or you go somewhere like Colombia, it is normal for people to go on coffee dates. So if you have this mindset of like, my standards are too high and I've raised my standards and how dare you be low effort and take me on a coffee date, well, you have to understand that's not in alignment with cultural norms, and you're going to be perpetually offended. And they're going to be looking at you like, what the hell is wrong with you? So you do have to be willing to adjust cultural norms. I think it's the 2000s babies that are developing this hatred towards women. Yeah, no lie. I had a student when I was teaching high school, and his father, okay, let me tell you, his father was African American and his mom was Puerto Rican. And I don't know how his dad, and it's not because he's African American, you just would have to see his dad to understand. I don't know how his dad pulled his mom, but he did. And they ended up not working out. They got a divorce. But like his dad was so bitter towards women. And I just could not understand why. It took me a while, just kind of like listening to conversation. So this young man, he's Black and Puerto Rican, very handsome, star athlete on the track team. And he was bitter towards girls. Like it sounded like all he did was sit up and listen to Andrew Tate and red pill content. And I'm so confused because I'm like, sir, this is not your struggle, young man. This is not your struggle. You're like, you have everything going for you. You're too young. Then he would get with these girls who were ghetto or hanging out with the ghetto girls. And when it didn't turn out right, he would be even more bitter. And it's like, why do you keep dating these ghetto chicks, right? When there are like other beautiful girls. Now, finally, luckily, his senior year came around and another girl who was Black and Puerto Rican transferred to the school. Beautiful, classy girl. And I don't know if they're still, I don't work at this, I don't know if they're still together, but he started being less bitter and nice. They had a little good thing going, but then he eventually told me that his dad would tell him these things. And I'm like, here you go. Your dad, and I didn't tell him this, but I'm like, your dad had a hard time with relationships because your dad doesn't have everything going for him that you have going for you. And now you hate women because you sitting up listening to your dad about stuff. And this is what I'm saying. People can really play you up out of your spot. People can really project their situation that has nothing to do with you because you've been blessed in other areas that they weren't blessed in. They can project that onto you and you will go about life moving that way. It's not a good thing. It's not a good look. Do you know how expensive a day in Miami is? 300, 500 tops, but I still love the USA. Damn. Oh no, she doesn't know about the. I don't know. You have to control your lust abroad way more overseas. That's true, because they're not going for that. Hey, what's up, Travel Over? Hi, Mariah. Whose women are the most beautiful, USA or Colombia or other country? I mean, I'm going to say this, and I'm just going to be completely honest. Okay, so I live in Envigado, which is like on the south side of Medellin. And I see pretty girls here, but I think what's going on with the men is y'all are going places where there's such a, like for example, in Parque Lleras, that's where you have the highest concentration of beautiful women. It would be like you going to like a red light district or an area in the United States where there are a whole bunch of strip clubs and you judging that area or that entire like city by where the prettiest women are, right? Because it's such a higher barrier to entry. I think that, like, for example, if you compare Medellin to, I don't know, somewhere in Idaho or Wisconsin, then yeah, the women here on average are way prettier. But like, what if you compare Medellin to Miami? What if you compare Medellin to California? What if you compare Medellin to Houston, Texas, or New York in terms of looks? Beautiful people in these places come a dime a dozen. So it's like people are comparing Medellin to their average city. And I'll say this, most people here are average looking, not ugly, just average looking. This is in my opinion. So I do believe that depending on where you are in the United States, you will go to places where the women are equally as beautiful and abundant here as here in Colombia. I think too, a lot of the men are kind of like, there's other things going on here. Y'all got to understand. The accent is gonna like turn these women up times 10. So if you live in Miami or you live in New York, like if you gotta compare a woman that's super duper fine and a woman that is equally as beautiful to a woman from New York, like one is from New York, one is from Colombia, if they look equal in looks, you're probably going to be more enamored with the Colombian woman because of her accent. You know what I'm saying? Because those New York women are hard talking. They talk real hard and rough. Like imagine you got to compare that, and she equally is beautiful, to a woman in Colombia. Imagine you got to compare a woman that talks like she's from the Bronx. Who are these zesty men? No. You do realize that in Latin America, they have the machismo. In the United States now, y'all got the machismo. It's called red pill. It's called red pill content. These men get on the internet all day and talk about how they want a woman to cook, clean, have their kids, shut up, give them top, and that's it. They don't talk about, hey, I want a woman that's like intelligent, or I want a woman that has like similar hobbies to me, or I want to like, no, nothing is about the quality of the human being that's inside. Everything is about what the woman can do for them. They not over here having these progressive thoughts surrounding women. It's not going like that. But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really feeling what that girl was saying, to be honest.
Black girlies need to go out of this country and find their mate, okay? I'm so for real. If you don't have a travel itinerary for where you want to go this summer, I'm talking about you need to get it together, okay?
Okay, this sounds like Passport Sister promotion. So she's promoting that Black women need to go date abroad. Now, you won't hear these women say that Black women need to go abroad to sleep around, and that's where it's different. This is all about dating and getting married.
I have said this before, but I will always say this, okay? The way Black women date for marriage is completely a different game than anybody else, okay? The faster you understand this, the better your life will be, okay? I'm so for real. I am so for real. A lot of you are not finding men that take you seriously and respect you because you're only dating in this country. Your husband really might be like literally anywhere else but America. And it's time for you to really sit in prayer, figure it out, or see for yourself. Taste and see for yourself.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see her well. Let me blow her up a little bit so that you can see. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to make me small and her big. Okay, this girl is gorgeous. Like, she's beautiful. She's classy, nice face, nice hair. If y'all think that this type of American woman can't go abroad and get chose, you're sadly mistaken. This type of Black woman, the world is her oyster. So like a lot of y'all be like, oh, well, when American women go abroad, it's not the same. And it's like, yes, when American women go abroad to wealthier countries, it is the same. It is. See, the reason why the dynamic shifts and is so different for a lot of these American men is because they're going to countries where their dollar goes a longer way. Okay. And again, the type of American women that will be going abroad and looking for husbands, they're coming with qualities that these men who value family and marriage want. I think y'all are putting all the American women in one basket. She's not giving masculine at all. Nothing about this girl is giving masculine. It's giving very feminine. But even she would have a very difficult time in the United States. Why? Because as soon as she put a standard or a boundary, somebody would act like she's trying to use them. As soon as she's not giving it up on the first night, the men would get upset with her. And that's just the reality of the matter. Versus she could go to another country and the man is not going to trip, or he's not going to hate her You know, hold on. I'm not gonna lie. It's all errors. It's dark right now. What are you talking about? This isn't hatred. That's the father guarding his son. Women do that all the time. You're talking about my student? No, it was him putting that wasn't him guarding his son. Because again, you gotta understand. First of all, he wasn't guarding his son because his son was still getting into negative situations. So it wasn't guarding his son. You know, guarding your son would say, hey, you need to look out for like this type of person, right? But just teaching your son to hate and despise all women in general because you might not have had the same options is way different. I don't listen to Andrew Tate. That's an idiot. As for the red pill stuff, not all of us watch that stuff. Block those kinds of content creators are incels. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of men just kind of, honestly and truly, the stuff be sounding homosexual to me. And I say this too about like female content creators who like everything they talk about is always like is so male focused, or they get mad if a woman has a man or a husband or something like that. I'm like, are you a lesbian? What's going on? Let's say no to weirdo. Let's make that the motto. Say no to weirdos. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with being homosexual. Just say that. Just say that. They do have some baddies in Houston, Texas. No, for real. A middle-looking Colombiana 4'5" is a 10 in the States. That's not true. Have you actually seen a 4 or 5 here in Colombia? That's not true. That's not true at all. Thank you, Archie. I appreciate you. We are not saying y'all can't get chose. Y'all will get chose anywhere because the odds are always in y'all favor. Men will always be looking. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, like, I feel like men should not spend their time trying to convince American women, just like American women, quit trying to convince these men to stay in the United States, especially when it's men that you know you don't want to date. These are men that you know you don't want to date. Why are you trying to convince them to stay in the United States? You know you don't want them, you don't want to date them. Why? Okay. Same thing. If American men are saying we don't want to date these women, then don't try to like crush their confidence and make it seem like they can't go abroad and find exactly what they want, because they can. Especially a Black woman like this, she absolutely can go out the country and get married real quick. She goes to the Middle East, Southern Europe, Eastern Europe, absolutely. And that's not going to be a problem. Hi, Mr. Ken the Great. What's up? I'm sorry, I'm trying to get to all my comments. Mariah, are you a passport sister? I wouldn't say I'm a passport sister because we want to vote you in to be our beautiful representative. I wouldn't say I'm a passport sister. And the reason why I wouldn't say that, just like all men aren't passport bros, is because I did not specifically leave the United States to find love or a relationship. I feel like if that was the case, then yeah, you could say that. And that's why like my name was originally on TikTok, the Passport Sis, but then I changed it because I made my name that to draw a juxtaposition to say, hey, when women travel abroad, we travel for different things than men, right? But then I thought about it and I'm like, bro, that's not gonna come across like that. And then people would ask me, oh, so you left to date? And it's like, I don't even be dating. I don't even be dating. You're a woman. You cannot say this. This is what I'm saying. Men will tell you. What are you talking about? What dummy just said a 4 in Colombia is a 10 in the United States? A 4 in Colombia is just another 4 Colombia. Colombia walking around Queens, New York. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like y'all over exaggerate that a lot. Also, you got to think about it too. And I know this just being a light-skinned woman in the South. men will give grace to women who are lighter skinned or women who look Latina. So, for example, a Black woman, in order for Black men to say she's beautiful, she gotta be perfection. She gotta look like Keisha from Belly. She gotta be like Naomi Campbell in the face with a big booty and a small waist. Like, there's no room for error. And even then, a lot of American Black men will choose a woman who is lighter skinned with not as good as a body or not as pretty of a face just because the skin is light. I've seen it. And like, I'm not hating because I'm light skinned. I see that the dark skinned Black women are held to a higher standard for y'all to say she's a 10 out of 10. And why I brought that up is because a lot of y'all, when y'all come to Colombia, it's the same thing. The standard gets lower because these women's skin is lighter. So it's the same thing. The standard, just off of the strength that the woman is light skinned and she got some like long hair, y'all already like giving her more points than you would give the average woman or than what y'all would give a Black woman, even if the Black woman look better. That just is what it is. And then y'all got to understand here too, it's a lot of surgery. It's a lot. And I'm not knocking surgery. I'm going to have some myself. Do you hear me? I'm not knocking it. But like, it's not as easily affordable or accessible to the average American woman. Y'all here, they get all type of, they'll start at 16. They'll get their nose done. They'll get a vocal fat removal, chin fat removal. They start getting filler. They can get a face and neck lifts. They'll go get a BBL and get a man. Like, it's nothing to get that kind of stuff done here. Boob jobs, like, most people here have work done. They have a lot of work done. I'm not a passport bro. I had a passport for 43 years of my 45 life. A passport is common where I'm from. I know that's right. True. It's true. Very true. Yeah. Nah, I didn't say nothing about light skins. You can find any skin tone. They look better. Okay. I mean, that's your opinion. So like, I'm not going to argue. I like brown skin Latinas. I like Latinas, but I don't really like the white looking ones. Everybody has their preference. Yeah, that's true. Because there are Black men that come down here and they only they only want to get with the Black girls from like Cali. Like, and I'm talking about Black, like for real Black girls. The Black women here are beautiful. I ain't even gonna hold you. They are. The Black women here, I'm not exaggerating. Y'all just gotta see. You gotta come here and see. You gotta get out of Medellin, or you gotta go like, I say this all the time. Medellin is really overhyped because the girls in Cartagena look way better. It's just like the girls in Cartagena look way better. They are more exotic looking. And it's a lot of natural girls that's out there too working. But they got a nice body. Mariah, you are our passport sister leader because you match well with the current bro leader. Austin Holloman sat down and our homies got elected same time when Trump took office. Austin Holloman, y'all should have kept him because I know he not doing all that. What's up? Mm-hmm. Are you okay? Okay. You okay? Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's my daughter. I know he has a girlfriend. That should be y'all's representative. Austin Holloman, literally, he hasn't even turned 30 yet. He went out there and he dated. And now he's got a girlfriend that he's talking about marrying. Ain't that the whole point? To find somebody that really love and want you? That's who y'all need to be focused on. That's who y'all need to be giving the cash apps to and spending the money on. That's who, because he really went out there and did the thing that these other men are telling you that you can go do. Like, he really went and found a better situation. He really went out there and found a woman that's rocking with him. Thank you so much, Archie. So, Mariah, you mean to tell me you're in Medi where you get chose all the time with your fine stuff, but you refuse to talk to anyone? Make it make sense. I'm going to tell you why, Archie. You got to think about it. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Here in Colombia, it's a spirit of lust. Like, it's a spirit of lust. It's a spirit of lust. It's hookup culture down here. And I wasn't doing that in the United States. I'm not acting like I'm the Virgin Mary, that I'm a nun. I'm not a woman that is like celibate on purpose. But at the same time, I like to date people who I could see it going somewhere with, or that I can like take seriously. I don't like to have people that I'm just smashing on and it's not gonna go nowhere. So like if I meet a man and it's not equally yoked, it's not compatible, then what are we doing here? Then on top of that, you have to understand, even with the type of foreigners and American men this place attracts, I'm automatically gonna have my guard up because yeah, he might like me and he might want to take me out, but I can't get past the fact that you've been out here dealing with prostitutes. You understand? And it's like it's no like judgment that they're a bad person. It's just I'm always thinking about me and my safety and my health. And y'all don't understand just how bad certain diseases are out here. Like y'all don't know. Look it up. Look it up. You know, so it's very difficult because of the type of energy that the city attracts. It's very difficult to be able to trust somebody and to find somebody genuine. And that's not just it's because Medellin. I wouldn't date in Atlanta. I wouldn't date in Atlanta. I wouldn't be able to do it in Houston. I just wouldn't be able to do it. At 16, I was still in the projects trying to find a way, let alone thinking about surgery. Yeah, they'll get it. That's normal here to get surgery. So it's like if every American woman just had access to surgery, it would be a lot different. I'll also say this too. The Black women here embrace their natural beauty a lot more, which helps them preserve it. For example, it's a lot of these Black women in the United States got these lace front wigs, and they might be really beautiful, but that stuff is taking out your edges, sis. And when you can just focus on health and like growing your hair out, and it might not be our men, but other men are gonna want you more because that's gonna be a better look on you. There's Americans that are fine too. It's not like an absolute thing. Skin tone, non-factor. Okay, yeah. It's weird though because America has so much diversity. We have more than Brazil, Colombia, and DR combined. Yeah, we do have a lot of diversity. You know what it is in the United States too? Okay. Again, here the women are encouraged more to like, yeah, they get these surgical enhancements, but also to take care of their natural beauty. And I think with American women, because they're so tired and overworked, we just let ourselves go. I'm just being honest. Like, if American women were to just, most of us like would just, and I'm still in the process of like losing weight myself, but I've lost a lot of weight since I came here. But like, if we had access to like better food, or if we would work out more and just keep our weight down, I don't think the men and work out. If more people were in the gym, then again, like I said, a lot of the attention that these average girls get here in Colombia is really because they're just slim and they work out. That's it. A lot of American women will look so much better if they just lost weight and worked out. Then Medi girls look better than the Cartagena girls. The Medi girls got the swag. They city girls. The Cartagena girls are country girls to them. I mean, Medellin girls dress better, but in terms of the looks and the body and natural beauty, them girls in Cartagena, it's the reason why majority of the Black expat community is over there in Laguito. Them women just more exotic looking. Yeah, all the major cities in the US are terrible with the STDs. It's actually insane at ATL. Guess what? It's worse over here in Medellin. It depends on what, like, if we talking about that hurt, boy. Yeah, that traction alopecia bad. Yeah. Colombian women take more pride in their bodies. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I have to give that to them. Part of it is because certain chemicals are not allowed in the food, so the food is less addicting. Let's start there. This is just with American men and women. Overweight. Because let's not act like this is a woman thing. Most American men are overweight too. And I'll see overweight American men complaining that the women are overweight. And it's like, find you somebody that love you and y'all go work out together. Cause you're asking for what you're not bringing. But the food has a lot of chemicals, and then I think everybody just overworked, stressed out, and then some people are just downright lazy. Let's just be honest. I know some people who I can't understand people that watch TV every day. Like, for example, if you're watching, a lot of y'all that are listening to me right now, you could probably like listen to me while you're doing something and like text. But like with TV, you have to be fully engaged, especially if you're watching a good show. And I'd be like, the amount of time that you spent watching that damn TV, you could have went to go work out. So a lot of people are lazy. They want to go to work, come home, eat Uber Eats, and zone out and just watch TV or sports. And it's like when you're busy, when you're working out, and when you're working out on your goals, you do not have time to come home and watch TV or sports every day. That's why I'm a YouTube person, because I put YouTube on while I'm on the Stairmaster or something, and then I can listen to some conversation that's engaging or some information that's gonna actually help me with what I'm trying to do.
I'm so for real. It's sad to see Black women not feeling like marriage is for them strictly based off of the environment. Okay? Forgetting their dreams about wanting to be a housewife or a kept woman because it's like, well, I don't have any suitors, Mara. Like, I don't have any suitors. I don't have anyone that's actually taking me seriously. And before you girls come into my comments, okay, please go back to my videos, all right, especially because on my channel we date for marriage exclusively, all right, and to be taken care of, dating for rings, okay. There are a lot of men who you can meet at the country club in this country, that you can meet you know, whatever, at the nice high-end bar, whatever they say. They don't want to marry you. I'm just being honest. They can drop bands. They can make you their sugar baby. Yes, I said it. They can exploit you. They can take your youth. They can turn you out. They can be white, Asian, Black, whatever. I said it. White identifying men. Yes. Okay. They can use you, deceive you, do whatever, not even really be spending bands. And here you are feeling neglected, discarded. Like, when is it my turn? I've been there. Okay. When I leave this country, I am looked at as an actual woman and an actual human.
Damn.
I'm not looked at like I am some 3.
I guess I never really sat and thought about how bad it is, because y'all know they have the whole divestment movement where the Black women are saying, hey, if you date outside of your race in the United States, you're more likely to get married. But I don't think a lot of them have considered that just in general, men in the United States don't really have a culture of wanting to get married. And I think part of that does have to do with the fact that people just don't believe in God anymore like they used to. I'm just being honest. Like, if you go to a country that's more like religious, and not just more religious, but like they actually hold themselves to a religious standard, the men feel way differently about marriage. right? They feel way differently about marriage. And I think here in the United States, people just have become way too spiritually loose. We don't have anything that binds it together. So now people genuinely just feel like marriage is a contract, and people don't care about the covenant, like the covenant of marriage at all, right? So it's like it don't really matter who you date. And here's another thing. The women are listening to the sprinkle content, and the men are listening to the red pill content. And it's like now it's starting to feel transactional. And these men, even if a man doesn't want marriage, he knows exactly what he needs to say and do to get you to come about them draws, because he's listening to what sprinkle content creators are saying too. So it's like it's so many games. And I feel like, yeah, if you are a person that genuinely and truly wants to get married at this point, you do have to go somewhere where people actually value marriage. Period. Naomi Campbell in the face with a big booty and a small waist. Well, I don't look like that. Thank you, Steve. But baby, no, I have like Naomi Campbell face card. Oh my God, that alone blowing me out the water. That woman is gorgeous. You feel me? That woman is like stupid gorgeous. She hit the genetic lottery. A lot of us are setting up a great once in a time ever done the most beautiful civil in real life discussion at the nicest spot in Medellin for our passport leaders, Mariah and Homies Hub. I would not want to, no, absolutely not. I wouldn't want to be in his space. I wouldn't want to be in his space because I don't like a lot of the commentary that he's made towards me. I don't agree with all her takes, but I do understand though. You talking about Shira or you talking about me? She probably presents herself as a baddie here. I never just believe people off rip. Black females ask for it. Ask for what? You've been right. That's okay. I don't mind it though. I just don't want to. I don't want to collab with him. I'm not interested. I'm not interested at all. I'm especially not interested because I'm very offended about some things that went on behind the scenes. Some conversations y'all might not be privy to, and I don't like that he tried to paint me as a racist. Like, what? That don't even make sense. Like, he tried to paint me as a racist because I was calling him ugly. What are you trying to say? Do all black men look like you? No, I'm talking about you, sir. But anyway, to be clear, I've dated black men in the past. My most serious relationships were with black men. Like, they were attractive black men. But I also don't believe foreigners are just jumping to marry Americans either. I mean, I'm not gonna say they jump in. Like, I don't get the sense that foreigners are like, damn, I want to get with an American girl. It don't work like that. Men just see somebody that they like. And she beautiful. He come talk to her. She just happened to be American. But these men are not hunting for American women. Does that make sense? But when they find one that they like, they don't care if she's American. I think the dating scene in the USA can be challenging for certain people, but I don't think it's in the graveyard for everyone. Here's the thing. You have to have the mental fortitude to go through kiss a whole bunch of frogs in the United States. Genuinely and true. And I'm an energy person. So like the same way how I don't do much dating here, I didn't do that much dating in the United States, but like every once in a while, somebody would come along. But like I'm an energy person. So as soon as I feel a spirit of like weirdness or lust or just something not right, that kept me in the house a lot. I'm going to be honest. I'm not that type of person. Like these women who can go on, I have a date today and then I got a date tomorrow and then I can't do that. That's too much. That's too much negativity. That's too much weird energy in my space. that I feel like I gotta like cleanse myself from. And maybe it's me, maybe I'm weird, but I can't do it. Are you talking about Shira? Hi, Harold. Welcome back. Isn't that the same reason men are traveling overseas to find wives? Because all American women are looking for 10% of men. I would say the 5%. Some American men are traveling to find wives, but the ones who are promoting it, like you got to think about that. Okay. We could even say like the homies hub. Where's his wife at? Where's his wife? Like if you're bragging about how much better the women are over here, where's your wife at? You can't tell American women y'all aren't fit, feminine, and friendly, right? And we're gonna praise this other group of women, but then you show American women that you're just treating them like shit too, like you're just running through them too. And it's not just him, that white guy, something Casey Redbeard. Where's his wife? Where's his wife? He done went to all these countries showing all these women. Where is your wife? There are so many men in this space. Shout out to Andre and Andrea from Love Crossing Borders, because he's one of the few who is actually married. So like he can come on here and talk to you about finding a wife. But like majority of the men in this space they're not getting married. So what is the real issue here? Was the issue the American women, or was the issue the fact that you don't want to get married? You just want women to be feminine enough to where you can have your way to run through them, to where there's little resistance when you want to have sex with whoever you want to have sex with. And that's at the heart of the matter here. That's at the heart of the matter here. For majority of them, this is all about sex. It's not about finding a wife. Are there men down here that are off the internet who have came down here and found a wife? Found a wife? Absolutely. Absolutely. They're not on the internet. And they're not doing the things and behaving in the way that these men are on the internet are behaving. We know, Gemini, we know. I'm too much Scorpio. Oh, child. I know you was plotting and vindictive when you get mad. They probably don't want to be married. There's an answer. Seems they are just having fun. Okay. And I get that perception is reality. Yeah, they're just having fun. But here's the thing. Then they can't be mad. Again, this is where the disconnect is. You have people who are dating for two different things, especially when we're talking about these men that are moving abroad and American women. Majority of these men, they're dating for sex. That's the end game. I want to have sex, right? And they're upset at the American women because that sex is not as easily available or as easily on the table, or maybe the women that they want to have sex with don't want to have sex with them. Then they tell the American women, y'all aren't fit, feminine, and friendly enough. But the American women are seeing, oh, I was right not to have sex with you. I'm right not to be too nice and friendly to you, because I see that you're going to these other countries and you're just pumping and dumping these girls. So are American women supposed to see that as something to inspire to? Are we supposed to see that as something to aspire to? Are we supposed to say, hey, oh my gosh, I really missed out, because instead of him being over in Colombia or Brazil, in Thailand, pumping and dumping these women, he could have been over here with me and I could have got pumped and dumped. Do y'all see how crazy that sounds? If only I were more fit, feminine, and friendly, the men would be over here pumping and dumping me. I really took a loss there. Do y'all get how that sounds? Do y'all see how to, like, y'all got to try to see it from the perspective of a woman as well. We are not like y'all. We are not like y'all. You have to think, if you're scared of marriage because you can lose assets, it doesn't go away with foreigners. What? Oh yeah, we were talking about that. King. We were talking about that at the beginning of the live. We were that was like a conversation we talked about for a long time. Hit the like button, y'all. 23 watching and it's only 3 likes. Wow. The math ain't mathing. What's going on? I know y'all not in the bushes. Hey, your boy, Roy boy. What's up? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, y'all have to think about stuff like that. It's a lot. It's very complicated. But to your point, you were saying, what if they don't want to get married to protect assets? Then why aren't these men having long-term girlfriends? Let me give them the benefit of the doubt and say, hey, they don't want to get married abroad to protect their assets and they're being smart. Why is all their content about running through women? Why is it not about finding a long-term girlfriend? Why is it all about sex? And again, the American women are watching this and we're like, okay, go over there and do that. Go over there and do that. Like, go over there and do that. Better her than me. Better her than me. That's how I feel when I see stuff like that. I see it and I'll be like, shoot, it wasn't gonna be me. So better her than me. That's how I feel about it.
Before, I'm not looked at like, what can I do with Mara to exploit her? When I leave this country, I am literally treated like a palm colored girl. I'm so for real. You leave this country as a Black woman, you finally understand how these white girls feel when these guys are always looking at them, checking on them, whatever. I'm telling you, a lot of Black women are holding on to hope that they can have the 6'5" blue eye finance bro. But he's not dropping real bands on you, honey. He's not dropping real bands. He's dropping real bands on the white girl that he wants, which is fine. Who cares? But he's dropping bands on that. The guy in the country club is dropping bands on the white girl, on whoever else. He might be dropping bands on you, but it's not the same amount of bands. And I need you girls to really lock in with that. Okay. It's not me being delusional. I'm telling you, it's not me being delusional. It's not. Okay. I'm telling you the truth. A lot of these men in this country think that Black women are on a discount.
Okay, that is true. No, that is true. I have noticed that. I think part of the reason why is because most men just assume that Black women come from poverty anyway. So it's kind of like this. Same thing, like for example, the men that come here and they might spend $100 on cootie cat for a Colombian woman, and she might think, damn, he really came up out of pocket, because normally I would be selling this for like 30 million pesos or like less than $10, right? And he spent 100 on me, right? And it's like, yeah, but in their mind it's discount coochie. And it's like, but in the United States, to them, Black women are the discount coochie, because they see it's the same way. Like, for example, when the men come down here, they're like, these women are so grateful for whatever we give them because they have so little. And now they're complaining because women are expecting more and more and more because these guys are like one up at each other. Well, in the United States, it's the same. Like, men feel like Black women should be accepting of whatever they get, because the assumption is that every single one of us come from poverty. Even though there's a lot of suburban Black chicks or Black chicks that came from higher income families. That's very true. Any signs you give that you ain't going nowhere and threw away all your options, they purposely start doing you dirty after that. That sounds so wild. It do. Let me see this. Pumping and dumping is in the States too, but if she thinks he a lame, chances are he going to get taxed out the yin gang to do it. You know them guys don't want that. But here's the thing, they don't want that. Perception is reality. They don't want that, but they don't want to date the women that look like that. I'm gonna go back and talk about the homies hub, right? Y'all see how that man look. he don't want a woman that look like him. If he had to date a woman that looked his equivalent, especially in the face, he would not want to date her. He would feel like she was beneath him, even though that's his equivalent. And that's the problem. A lot of these men are dating girls that are, I think men have a warped sense of reality. Men have genuinely convinced themselves that women don't want attractive men. That as long as you have money, you can be unattractive, and we're gonna be attracted to you in the same way as a man that is attractive, right? Women really have, like, men really feel this way. But it's like we got eyes to see and eyes to look, like y'all. What it is with a lot of women, this is what happens with them, especially a lot of pretty girls. A lot of pretty girls don't like to date men that look equally as attractive to them, because then the power dynamic is gone. When you're dating a man who is equally as attractive as you as a woman, now he's not gonna like, he's more likely to stand on business with you and hold firm boundaries and not let you like run over him or not let you get away with certain things, because he's not just enamored by your beauty like that, because he's fine too. He look good. He used to women talking to him, them hollering at them. So what women do is they'll go date the less attractive man, but then he got to get taxed, because it's like, dang, if I got to deal with this, you at least got to pay. I got to be able to justify this somehow, and you have to treat me way better than the guy that's actually my type treats me. But the thing is, the guy becomes bitter over time, because he knows what it is. He knows this is not a naturally a situation that would occur in nature. This is a situation where I gotta continue to pay for it because this girl, at least in the looks department, is out of my league. And then they start hating women. But it's unrealistic, because it's like, go date women that are looks compatible with you. Go date the girl who you're turning your nose up at, but really y'all look like y'all go together better in public, and she not gonna tax the hell out of you because y'all equals. But when I try to have this conversation with men, they don't understand it. Like, they rather be bitter, or they rather think they'll be disgusted by their own reflection, and they expect other people not to be. They'll turn their nose up at their own reflection, but they expect other people not to be. And same thing, it's just kind of like with them chicks that are like 300 pounds. And they want a man that looks like Brad Pitt. Be so for real. Be so for real. A lot of women are aggravated because of inconsistency, or men are tired of being led on. Yeah, but this all, you know why men are getting led on? Women have given up, and it's not right. A lot of people have given up. So women are giving up. So they're like, I'm just going to date them all, even if I don't like them. Just for the sake of me going out and a man spending money on me, I'm just going to date whoever shows attention to me. So when people ask, why are you not with a man? Like, why am I single right now? Why am I put up in the house? Like, why am I not dating? I get asked on dates. I'm not finna just be accepting dates just because I don't want to be in the house alone, or just because I don't want to spend money on my own food. I'm good. Like, I'm good. Then people act like there's something wrong with you for that. So you got a lot of women who are giving up. They're accepting dates for men that they're just not naturally attracted to. It's not going nowhere. The men are getting mad. But on the flip side, the men get mad too when they approach the women and the women reject them and just tell them straight up, I'm not interested. So I don't know what the solution is, to be honest. Y'all shouldn't worry about the passport pookies. The ones to worry about is the good guys going abroad. Those are the ones who are needed, to be honest. But like, the women don't feel like that perception is reality, because that's not who's representing the men that are going abroad. You understand? Like, the men who are representing the men who are moving abroad are the passport bros, or are men who have ideologies that make us feel like we didn't take a loss. If y'all want women to really feel like they're taking a loss with men going abroad, the faces of the movement need to be men with good character, that are not lustful, who take care of themselves, and are going abroad, dating intentionally, and treating women right. Now, think about what I just said. Is that what's being portrayed and represented? Also not socially awkward. Anything other than that, the women are not going to look and feel like they're taking a loss. They're going to be like, good riddance. Better her than me, or better than them than me. That's what y'all got to understand. She keeps talking about the country club. That's where she's going wrong. What she's saying, I think she's talking about the country club because she's saying that's where people are telling these women to go find the good men. But the men at the country club ain't ish either. Now, y'all know, let me tell y'all, y'all know I used to work in a strip club. Y'all know I used to work in a strip club. And when people be like, Mariah, why you ain't never get with none of them doctors or lawyers in there or let them take you out? Because they cokeheads and weirdos. I've had a couple of friends, and I'm not judging them. That's just, it is what it is. Some girls choose to do extra stuff outside the club, and it is what it is. So I've had a couple of friends who were like, yeah, this guy who was a doctor, this white guy, he paid me such and such amount of dollars to peg him. To do what? That's another reason why I'm single. Some of y'all too freaked out for me. I ain't doing nothing in no man's rear. I ain't doing nothing. I can't do nothing with that. They come in the club asking if they can do, one dude, he was a black dude too. I was so surprised, y'all. He came in there and he was like, he said something. It was some cokehead jargon. He was like, do you like to ski on the slopes? I say, do I like to what? Black man, engineer, good job. Do I like to do what? He said, you like to go skiing on the. And finally, he just let it be known. Do you party? Do you do coke? No, I don't. And what? I didn't even know my people did that. Then I started, and I'm like, oh, it's a lot of y'all, the successful ones. It's a lot of successful black men out here. They on that powder. They on that powder. They on that Snow White. Not even just then. The thugs will come in there asking to get paid. So here's what I saw working at the club. And this is why I don't go certain places chasing after certain men. I've seen that there were men who were weird, freaked out, and owned substances in every socioeconomic class. And it seemed like in a lot of the cases, the more money they had, the more weird they were. So like what y'all might deem as a high value man, I've seen the real. So for me, the only thing that can classify a man as high value is high moral fiber and good character. I'm not using high value to describe a man that makes $200,000 plus a year. Because like, what if you make $200,000 a year and you like to do Snow White on the weekend and get paid? You're not high value to me. I can't do nothing with you. You keep talking about he gonna send the ops your way. He has an army, but you have a small platoon. Be careful. What can they do to me, Archie? What can they do? He run his name about me every chance he gets. So I don't care. That's manipulation. American women 100% date men they can't control with that kitty cat. Then when it's all about that, it's a problem. No thanks. But then when somebody like me says, I choose to opt out of that. Like I don't want to be in that situation either. I'd rather then I'm painted as the weirdo or something wrong for me. No, I'd rather just wait, use my discernment. And if it don't happen for me, that's cool. But I'd rather that than give up and go get with the lowest hanging fruit. I don't know. Money can make things happen for men. I have some ugly cousins, and they said it a long time ago. They will get the best looking woman their money can buy, and they've been married a long time. Yeah, but here's the thing: those men secretly hold resentment because they know if the money gone, she gone. If the money gone, she gone. And here's the thing: those type of women will do things to those men that they would not do to the men that they actually like. So it's like he putting up with her shit, and she feel like she putting up with him just being in her presence because he's so damn ugly. Both people just putting up with each other. That's not happening to me. Guys, y'all hit the like button. Bread does go a long way. It does. Money talk, bullshit walk. I don't think that will ever change. In most cases, it won't. Like the people who are gonna opt out of that are few and far in between. Thing is, they never stop making it clear they don't care how fine I am, and they do be attracted to me. Okay, Brian. Looks matter to women, to be fair. I don't think for the average woman it's as big of a deal compared to men. A couple of ugly dudes don't chicks for me in my life. I'm gonna be honest. I think looks matter more to women than they do to men. It's a whole. Let me tell you something. There are a whole bunch of highly attractive men that will go get with women who are average looking, as long as she's a good person. Like men, like in looks, most men will settle for most men, especially if they are already attractive and they've already slept with the good looking girls and they know most of them ain't about shit. They will go get with an average looking woman and love the hell out of her. How many times, like, be for real, y'all, how many times y'all seen a girl that was like severely overweight with a dude that was in shape? That happens all the time. That happens all the time. I rarely see two equally attractive people together. It's always the man look better or the woman look better. Or, you know, like men, I think men, especially men who have already been able to sleep with women, the men who haven't been able to always who haven't been sleeping and having sex since they were 14, those men care about looks a lot more. But men who have been able to get coochie since they were in middle school, when they get older, they do not care as much as the men who were late bloomers or just got some money, so now they can kind of do what they want to do. I think men care about looks less than women. They do. Like, do y'all ever notice a lot of women that's like unattractive, they want something fine too? Don't forget to mention the effect of the economy changing people's perspective of dating. Men can't afford it, and women can't afford to pay their bills. That's why they all looking for a provider man. You are at a big loss. Black women marriages rates are the lowest. Shaking my head. Yeah, that's why this woman here is telling the black women, go move to places where people believe in marriage. The solution is to stop chasing who don't want them. Being upset over those who aren't attracted to them is a waste of time. Leave them alone and go for who truly wants you for you. Yeah. I was watching, do y'all know that dude, Yada Awakening? Let me see if I can find the video because I want to talk about him. I want to talk about him because he did some type of interview and he was basically saying that a man should pay all the bills. Now, me, I am cool depending on the circumstances. Like, I feel like this: if we don't have any kids together and we're just boyfriend and girlfriend, actually, I would prefer to just not even live together. So then that whole conversation about who's paying bills, that's irrelevant. You got your spot, I got my spot. So who cares? Oh, thank you. I'm sorry. I'm just now seeing the Cash App. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you. I'd rather you stay at your place. Oh, thank you. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on, let me get to these Cash App. To be fair, I stopped dating in the US when I would date here. Though I was living in the Pop the Balloon in real life. These were average women I was taking out. Damn. Now, can you give me a little bit more background? So, like, on the dates, because here's another thing, and I'm not saying this was you doing it. And I understand dating is hard for everybody. So don't feel like I'm trying to be funny. But like one thing, again, that I notice is men are putting a lot of pressure on women these days to sleep with them after the first date. And that's something that's not normal. That's not something that was happening back in the day. And it's like happening more frequently now. And then the men are saying, oh, well, she's using me, or this, are insecure. When that's like a new age concept to where men feel like the woman should sleep with them after the first date. So like, what was your conversation? What's your conversation like on these dates? Like, are you being too forward? And if you're not being too forward, then my second question is, do you feel like these women are interviewing you? Is that what you're trying to say? Like it's a job interview? Thank you, Archie. I don't know who you watching in our space, but check out Lord Travels and International. So I haven't watched him. You know who I do like? Now, I don't like he be talking about my guy, Austin, because I like Austin. But I do like Travel Time with Paul. He funny as hell. Do y'all watch Travel Time with Paul? I worked in sales for many years. It's definitely a way of life for any high tempo type of work environment. Okay. Let me check. So I was checking to see. No, I ain't got no Cash Apps. I was just checking to see if you send me a Cash App, if you ever send me a Cash App and you have like a message in there, let me know so that I can read it. Okay. I'm sorry. Oh, y'all in here talking. I'm trying to like get to all the yes, high morals and high values. Yeah, that's rare. Like that's something that's something money can't buy. Okay, here we got a troll. Now I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna block you. This string let me know she is biased and here to push a narrative. 3 or 4 Black women are fat or overweight. Okay, majority of Black men are fat and overweight. Majority of people in the United States are fat and overweight. It's now equally yoked to me. You notice all the women from TikTok were thin and feminine. That's not the average woman in the US. I'm not gonna block you. You didn't say nothing too bad. You didn't say nothing too bad. It wasn't that bad. Because it's part of the giving up. Women will go out with the dude, then go to the one she likes after and get right in that bed. No, that's true. That's true. I'm not even gonna front. That's happening there. It's happening here too. Y'all know how the women, they'll get with an American man here, and the whole time she'll act like, oh, I'm holding out the coochie. And then she'll go get with her broke Colombian boyfriend and sleep with him. The dude she just sleeping with. The Colombian men be telling me. They be telling me. So like, what y'all don't understand about what's going on in the United States, because the economy is getting so bad and people are getting desperate and we don't have the spending power that we used to have. What's happening in the United States now has already been going on here. And guess what? Y'all aren't seeing it. Like if you're an average earning man, you're not seeing the fit, feminine, and friendly. But like, there are a lot of women who are online getting trained on the art of finesse and how to talk to men with money. Just like these Colombian women been figured it out that you catch more flies with more bees with honey than vinegar. So it's like what's going on in the United States has already happened here. Like, this is the beginning stages of it, y'all, is what I'm trying to say. But eventually, if things continue to go the way that they're gonna go, it's gonna be very difficult for people to find non-transactional relationships. It's gonna become the same. People are gonna be moving out of survival and desperation. Honestly and truly. To be honest, I don't even sweat sleeping here. I had genuine combos about different topics. They seem interested. After that, I get ghosted or delayed text. What part are you in Colombian? Perception is reality. I think you can find like real genuine relationships here in Colombia. Don't get me wrong. Is Medellin the best place? Probably not. But like the girls in like that I've met from like Manizales or Pereira, they seem way more like down to earth. That's why men push for them yams. It's like, do you like the guy? That's what men are looking for. I get it, King, but then here's the thing, and it's just something about y'all. When y'all get it too early, then you hate the woman for giving it to you. Now you don't respect her because she gave it to you. So it's like women have to think about that too. With men that we like, like even me, if there's a man that I can genuinely like a man and I can find him attractive, but you know, it's gonna be a certain amount of time that I'm gonna try to get to the bottom of it. Do you like him? What kind of person you are? What kind of intentions do you have? That don't mean I don't like him, but they'll know because my energy will be reciprocal. I'm not just gonna hang out with you. Like, it's not gonna be a situation where, dang, she only want to talk to me when I'm spending money. That's what you have to look at. Does she want to talk to you when you're not spending money? Does she want to hang out with you when you're not spending money? You're in LA. Okay. Because I promise you, if she looks at you with respect, this generation is sleeping day one. The whole way, weeks or months been gone. But then y'all don't trust it. That's what I'm saying. Because then y'all be like, well, she doing this with every dude. I used to live in Dallas, Texas. Dating in Dallas was a little better. Dallas people are a little bit more down to earth. Then the crazy expectation stuff changed the game. The internet changed the game. Nah, you keep it 100. I feel like it works better in this generation. Okay. Actually, I want to share this. Let's see what this, I want to react to this interview that Justin LA Boy and Yada Awakening did. I don't like this man. I'm gonna be very clear. I don't like. I'm gonna make it clear why I don't like him. You know, a swindler. First of all, people are talking about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant and her degrees, which shout out to her because I like her. I don't give a damn if she's a real doctor. I like her. Shout out to that sister. These people be hating on her real bad. Because the information that she giving is true. She be giving some good game. But anyway, this dude, Yada Awakening, he keeps talking about all these degrees he got somewhere in Africa. These engineering degrees. Sir, you ain't got no damn degrees. You don't got them. That's what all of these scammers, these fake pastors say when they cannot produce a U.S. degree, that they went to Africa to get a degree. Sir, stop it. Then he's always talking about, oh, men need to be provider, men. You shaming other men if they can't pay all the bills. Meanwhile, the only thing he has is money because he don't have good character. This man got so many wives. And let's be clear, men, y'all know men. If a man gotta have 3 or 4 wives, do you think he only sleeping with them wives? No. This is a man that's moving in less. 9 times out of 10, this type of man got wives, he got side chicks, he got all kind of that. And you got the nerve to sit on here and shame men. A man, look, I could take a man that's going 50-50 with me, but he loyal and I don't gotta share him. and he not out here moving in lust, I'm gonna take that man over a man that pays all the bills and he got 4 other wives and various side chicks any day. I'm gonna go 50-50 every time. Period. I don't care what anybody else say. Y'all can say that's low standards. I feel like sharing fingerling with various other hoes is low standards, in my opinion. Degrees in Africa, like, yeah, because you American, sir. Why you gotta go to Africa to get engineering degree? Hell, like what? That don't make sense. He ain't got no degrees. Anyway, and not just that, he already been exposed for having domestic violence cases. So how you sitting up here trying to tell men they not a man if they don't pay all the bills? And you got all these wives in domestic violence cases. And then women listen to him and they be like, yeah, sprinkle, sprinkle. And it's like, girl, that's the conversation of a man that doesn't have anything but money to offer. He don't got good character. He don't got loyalty. He don't got high moral fiber. Now, there are good men out here that they might not be the richest, but they hold down the household and pay the bills. For example, my ex-boyfriend, mom, that's the 70-year-old who I told y'all was fine. She didn't get married until she was in her 50s, and she got married to a man who's like 5 years younger. He had recently got a divorce from a woman that didn't appreciate him. He'd been on his job for a long time. So he would pay the mortgage and I think the lights. And she would pay for like groceries and all the other stuff, the cell phone bills and all that other little stuff. So it's like, yeah, technically he was paying more, but she was also contributing a lot of money to the household, but he was holding down the important stuff. But it wasn't like she was sitting back not paying any bills or not contributing anything at all. But he's a really good man. But let's continue. Let's listen to this foolishness.
Check. Welcome to Respectfully the Justin LaBoy Show. I'm your host, Justin LaBoy, the king of toxic himself. Today's guest, we have a spiritual leader, a social architect, and a practitioner of self-law who claims the power to reverse terminal illnesses from kidney failure to cancer. Joining us today is Minister Yadon Yada.
Praises, brother. I'm blessed and happy to be here.
How you feeling today, man?
I feel good.
I'm glad to have you.
I'm good, yeah.
I gotta start off with something you said that had the internet going crazy.
Oh, man, let's do it.
You say a man should give a woman $50,000 in order to date her. Why?
Okay. Now, when I'm talking about the $50,000, I'm talking about a woman that you really want, a woman that you're going after. Because men, to take care of us and to tend to us, we need a lot of time. But a lot of men have a broken mind because they have broken pockets. A person can't have a healthy mind. His finances is messed up. So now he's going after women that he really can't afford. I'm saying go after a woman you can afford, remove all her worries, and say, baby, your only job is to take care of me because I got you.
I love that. How's a man supposed to?
Okay, fellas, do you think that a man should give a woman $50,000 to date her? Do y'all know what I hear when I hear this type of conversation? Again, this is a man that doesn't have anything to offer but money. So this is his way of, y'all know how they say pick me? This is pick me, like male version of pick me. This is his way of knocking out the conversation. I don't have shit else to offer you. I don't have fidelity to offer you. I don't have good character and good moral fiber. You're not going to be emotionally secure, but what I do have over other men is that I got $50,000. I got this money. The bill's going to be paid. I got that. That's what it sounds like to me. That sounds like game to me. I know most women don't hear that, but I hear that. So this is somebody using what they have to get what they want or get one up on the competition. That's what that is. Not you was trying to fight just an LA boy. No. Not he's. Hold on. What? Okay, hold on. We're gonna have to get
To
back
find
to
a
that.
woman who really loves him for himself and not just his money, though.
See, this is the thing. First of all, a lot of men, and I have to speak about this. A lot of men fear gold diggers, but they don't fear HIV. I'm gonna say this again. A lot of men fear gold diggers, but they don't fear HIV. They're afraid where they throw their wallets, but they're not afraid where they throw their penis.
What?
Now, going back to how can I find a woman?
A man that has multiple women, I don't even care if they're wives. If you're sleeping with multiple women, because here's the thing, he does a lot of travel. You mighty like bold operating under the assumption that they all faithful. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if I gotta share a man, I'm not being faithful. Absolutely not. If I gotta share you with other women, the only way I'm gonna survive that is if I got my little boyfriend on the side that I really like, which is why I don't engage in that kind of stuff. So it's like that's a bold claim to make about other men not caring about STDs when you lay up with multiple women on the regular. So this is why I don't like this type of hypocritical talk. I don't like it. 50 racks, honestly, if you were investing with this woman, then I would say yes, because if y'all together for a minute, a man gonna spend that in a relationship. So you think a man should give a woman 50 racks up front? Because it don't even sound like he's talking about y'all taking that money and investing like in a house together or something. He's saying get that woman 50 racks up front. I don't know if they're African. He must be married to African women. It makes sense why he has these takes when it comes to dating and relationships. I don't know what race they are.
That likes me for me by first loving yourself. If you know who you are, if you tend into yourself, your every need, you know the type of woman you need in your life. Because if she doesn't meet you where you're at, I'm not talking about financially, I'm talking about the way you love yourself. If she's not loving you the way you loving yourself, it's time to go. Because I know if you're not loving yourself.
But this is what he don't understand. If you're coming with your wallet, right? If you're leading with your wallet, these women are trained. These women are trained to behave like they love you. And I guess for a man like this, it don't matter. I guess for a lot of men, as long as you pretend like you love a man, that's good enough. But like what Justin is saying is like a lot of men sit and wonder, what if I went broke today? Would she still be around? Like, what if I went broke and I had to get it all back? Would she stay with me while I'm going through that? A lot of men that have this mentality can't say that for sure. They don't know because the woman only been with him while he up.
Yourself the way I'm loving me, you can't do nothing. You're not gonna do nothing for me. Right. But use me, and after you try to deplete me, you're gonna leave.
Right. So are women's standards too high, or is the modern man just performing too low?
Now we have to understand we have a lot of boys trapped in men's bodies.
You say he's done prison time. First of all, you talking about you don't know how you know, you just know he got them prison tests on his hand. He got prison tests on his hand. Okay? They look like prison tests. And it sounds like he reminds me of an old swindling pastor. Stuff like this don't move me. It don't move me at all. It's all game.
It's because they run after pleasure rather than responsibility. To have a woman is a full-blown responsibility from the bottom of her feet to the top of her head. We have to understand it's not just fun.
Ladies, it sound good. If I got any ladies listening to me, it sound good. He's shaming other men for lust, but he's sitting up there with multiple wives. One ain't enough.
Financial, it's also mental. It's also emotional. It's also spiritual. So to be truthful, the men nowadays are no longer men because a lot of men are dealing with mommy issues and they're not looking for women to marry and love on. They're looking for women to take care of them. And this is what's really going on.
Sheesh. Man, you talking right now. Let's go back now. Take me back. Growing up.
So I was born in San Diego.
Okay.
Yeah, I was born in San Diego. So my mother got remarried to a brother in the military.
Okay.
So we left San Diego when I was about maybe like 6 or 7, and then we just traveled around.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we traveled around.
So where did you spend the most time at?
Back and forth to California, Virginia, North Carolina, and then Georgia.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your upbringing like? Were you always like smart in school? Like how did you find like your gift of who you were?
I was really the one that was a observer.
Right.
Like I like to watch people. I like to watch how people move. I like to be able to try to pinpoint their thoughts by the way their actions are. And I was a nerd when it came to science. Like I just love science. I love to pay attention to the way people think, the way people move. And then I like to pay attention to cash flow because I was taught at a young age, if you can't take care of yourself and another, you're not a man.
Mm. So you learned this, what, just growing up in general?
Yeah, I've been experience, of course.
Yeah.
Cause we don't broke some hearts now.
No.
You know,
Sure.
we can't lie about that. But experience, but I had a mother that to talk about my mother's kind of hard, but I have a mother that I love, man.
Right. Now tell us about your mother. You said a lot of men have mommy issues.
Yeah. I have a mother that I love so much. And of course, she got remarried. It didn't work. So I told my mother, you don't need a man for nothing. I got you. Just be at peace, because peace is something she always wanted. Right. And then my mom got cancer. We'll get to that. I had to be able to not just provide for myself.
You said I gotta warn the real ninjas in the chat. Let me tell y'all, my BS radar, every time I hear, there are certain men that I can listen to. For example, Ace Metaphor. I always knew he was full of shit from tonight's conversation. I always knew he was full of shit. So when Keita Rose exposed him, I was like, my discernment, the only man that I listen to that I'm like, I actually believe him. And I've listened to enough of his content to know he's out here keeping it real. And my spirit of discernment is Tony Gaskins. Tony Gaskins called out Ace Metaphor for being fake before Keita even put him on blast. Tony said the same thing I said. My spirit of discernment let me know you ain't right. That's it. Derek Jackson, I didn't like him. He always felt fake. Then all the information came out on him. So it's not too many men in this space. There are a couple of them. There's another one, Shoemake, who seems genuine, not pandering, but like, I trust my discernment. And my discernment is telling me this is a faker, this is a panderer, this is a grifter. He out here to get money, to play on women's emotions, and all he has to offer is money to a woman. He don't come off as a good, sincere person. Like even Tony Gaskins wouldn't get on here and tell a woman, you need to give a woman $50,000 up front. He'd probably tell men, if a woman come to you asking for $50,000 up front, this is a Jezebel spirit. But the brother is smooth out here, though. And I don't knock his hustle at all. He trying to be another Dr. Umar, though. I mean, he definitely hustling. And here's the thing. Women, what's up? You just ate. No, ma'am, you just ate. Hold on. I understand, but you can go get some chicken soup.
Peace out.
Okay. Oh, you're not that hungry. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, I don't need to get it.
But men like this who scam get exposed really fast, and the downfall be heavy. You heard me? Oh, facts. But look, hey, what's his name? Derek Jackson still has a following. He doesn't have the same following he used to. You don't see him everywhere. But it's always gonna be some women that want to hear what they want to hear that are gonna continue to support those type of people. I'm an old school. What's up, chosen one? I'm an old school player from the Himalayas. I'm 50. Mariah, I can make you feel so brand new. Boy, stop. He remind me of that scammer dude who used to always be on Say Cheese, and we don't hear from him no more. Okay, let's continue.
For my wife, my children. Now I provide 100% for my mother because I want to make sure when she leaves this world, she knows what peace feels like.
Right.
Okay.
So what was your first job? Like, how did you come to where you at financially, for those who don't know? Because outside looking in, I see these videos. I'm like, man, he's doing really well for himself. But
All
where did he
praises.
start? What was your first job? How did you get to this level to where you could provide?
The first time, the first time I ever had a job, I made a fake ID. I had to be like 13.
Wow.
I made a fake ID and started working at McDonald's. And I would bring food home, give my mama my check. Like, Ma, I love you. I didn't know the food was unhealthy at the time because I was a kid. But every day I'm eating cheeseburgers. I'm happy and I'm just giving my money to my mother. And then I started meeting people from different countries, getting older, being more wiser, knowing how to network. Now I'm traveling the globe.
Right.
Now I'm in West Africa. I got a logistics company over there. Now I'm in Gambia, which is West Africa. Now I'm in Gambia, got a poultry company over there. Now I'm in Nigeria. Now we're dealing with crude oil. So this is supplying majority of the West Coast in gasoline,
right?
You know? And then I got a beautiful woman. The woman is the asset. Like, my woman is the one that says, don't spend money on that, baby.
Yeah.
Like, you're just being impulsive right now. Because I'm the type, I walk into a car lot, I'm not walking out without a car. If I walk into a store, I'm not walking out without no clothes. I was an impulsive.
So that's interesting. He said, I got a beautiful woman. What happened to the other one? That's what I want to know.
Spender, because I came from poverty. So now when I was walking in stores, I'm like, I don't want them to think I don't got it.
Yeah.
So now I gotta, even when I don't want it, you know?
What is that like? Would you consider that though, like a insecurity a little bit?
I think so. Honestly, you know, especially when you've been growing up and people they judge you from the way he's just window shopping.
Yeah.
He just window shopping. Nah, I'm getting it.
Yeah. So what did your mom do when you were growing up? You never mentioned.
Man, my mother had a hard life. You know, my grandmother killed her father.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he was abusive. My mother's father was abusive. My grandmother shot him, you know, got away with it back then. You know, you put your hands on, they shoot you. Hey, it's a different story.
Right.
And then my mother had a stepfather that she loved. And he was a forest firefighter here in California.
Yeah.
But he died fighting a fire, you know?
Yeah.
So my mom went through it so much mentally. And first she's going to school for accounting. And then she mentally falls apart, gets pregnant. The man's not the right type of man. He doesn't provide. Now I have to watch my mom mentally fall apart while trying to take care of me and my siblings. You know, like mentally going through it. I'm talking about sometimes I walk in a room, she's crying. And these are things I never forgot.
Right.
Because now when I'm looking at women, I can tell when a woman's depressed because I see my mother depressed majority of my life.
Right. So you're a minister.
Yes.
Y'all can say I'm hating. What do y'all think? Y'all tell me. Do y'all think I'm hating on the man? Y'all can be honest. Do y'all think I'm hating on the man? I don't believe nothing that comes out his mouth. I don't believe anything that comes out his mouth. Nigeria, crude oil, I don't know about that, especially Africans. They ain't putting on no Americans when it comes to resources. Just the permits alone are crazy. Yeah, like, why is everything that you have on a whole nother continent and it's difficult to verify what you're saying? Why you getting all this money? Why you ain't built nothing over here in America? Like, maybe you went over there to make enough money to flip and then bring it over here. Why ain't you really built nothing over here? Or why you ain't came back and worked on your degree? If you got it over there, cool. You can transfer some of that over here maybe and then get you an American degree. That's gonna be like more valid on an international scale. That shit don't make sense. Thank you, chosen one. I appreciate you. This is not making sense to me. I know it's gonna sound good, like a woman be like, "Oh my God, he's thinking about his mother. He just loves his mother so much. He's just so emotionally intelligent." Y'all, this is giving master manipulator. This is what it's giving to me. My spirit of discernment is telling me. He is just going off his insecurity. Sound like a controlling, yeah, facts. But let me tell you, if I was a gold digger, I would love to be with this kind of man. Let me tell you why. He's traveling all over the world. You never have to see him. He traveling, and the bills are paid and put up. I wouldn't even be trying to travel with him. I would every time you want to go? Oh, I gotta take care of kids. Okay. The only thing I would get matter of fact, I would get my tubes tied. That way I couldn't have no kids with him. The only thing you have to worry about, because this seemed like somebody that just be laying, spreading. He go try and spreading that deep. You know he's spreading that deep. You know he got hoes in different area code. You got to worry about him coming back and giving you something. That's the only downside. And then you would have to try to justify trying to make him wear a rubber, because in his mind, he gonna think you cheating if you don't want to sleep with him without a condom. It would be a very sticky situation. That's why I don't deal in those situations.
And you live by self-law.
Mm-hmm.
For the skeptics, who certified you? Like, how does it work to become you? Like, how could we become Minister Yada?
Okay. So I was
Y'all see Justin is asking these questions. Justin knows he's full of shit. Men know other men. Justin knows he's full of it.
blessed to be able to travel the world.
Right.
So I was in Senegal, West Africa, and I went into this like remote, highly spiritual place. All they doing is praying, barely eating, drinking water. The temperature got to be like 110, 120, extreme heat. And all I'm doing is praying, fasting, studying, praying, fasting, and studying, because I fell into depression. Like, I thought money is what brought happiness, but when I got the money and I was still depressed, I was like, nah, it's not the money. We was sold a dream. Like, get the money, your life would change. I got the money, my materialistic world changed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my mental and my emotional, I was shot, man. You know, I was shot. So I'm praying, I'm fasting, and I'm studying under one of the biggest sheikhs in the world.
What was the sheikh's name?
Sheikh Mai Sise, Senegal, West Africa, Calac. That's the spiritual town, right? And I studied up under him, and they give you something called an ijaza. It's just the right to be able to teach the oneness. And the oneness is being able to see God in everything. So it's not a division of religion. Like, I don't care if you're a Christian or Muslim. I'm not here to change your personal beliefs, but I'm here to make you a greater version of yourself. So if you're a Christian, I'm here to make you the best Christian. Right. If you're a Muslim, I'm here to make you the best Muslim. Right. Because we see God in all things.
Yeah. And so how long was that mission?
Years. I studied there. Then I went to Ecuador, and I'm in the jungles of Ecuador. Now I'm in the Amazon. I'm studying with them. And then I'm not just studying the spirit now, I'm studying the earth. So now they're saying this plant heals this plant heals that, this plant heals this. So before I gave it to people, I gave it to myself. And then when everybody see me change, they're like, man, I want what you want.
Yeah.
I want what you want.
What changes did you see in yourself? Like, what was, like, just teach me, like, while we're here, because it's people that's watching who may have not, who don't know exactly what you do or what you practice.
So this is the powerful thing we must understand, that we have a nervous system. And before you're able to heal an individual, you must first understand their
Y'all, I know some of y'all men not gonna like what I'm gonna say. I wonder if I can find his birthday. Because let me tell you, this is either a Gemini, male Gemini, they got that mouthpiece. This either a Gemini or an Aquarius. Could be a Libra. This is giving air sign. I'm gonna look it up. Because now I gotta know. I'm gonna look it up. We gonna keep watching this.
Our nervous system. Our nervous system is wired into our body to keep us alert. It's like survival. It keeps us safe. It keeps us healthy. It protects us. Our nervous system does. That's why it's so powerful. That have you ever walked in a room or met a person, you was like, man, there's something about this person I just don't like.
Right.
I just don't like. It's your nervous system being able to pick up on their energy. So now you get the nervous system right. And then you ask them, are you ready to stop what caused whatever you're going through? A lot of people can't. Like I was detoxing a woman from cancer and she refused to give up her pork chops. She said, I've been eating pork my whole life. I'm not giving it up. I'm like, this is what's causing these things.
Right.
So you get the nervous system, you switch the diet, then you start to work on the blood. So you get things like burdock root and yellow dock, and this helps to purify the blood. And then you start to work on the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is like the sewage of the body. And if you focus on...
You say he ain't a Gemini. He not. I was wrong, y'all. He is an Aries. He's an Aries. I ain't never heard no Aries man do so much damn talking. I'm a queer. Well, I'm saying that because, like, okay, to a person, I'm gonna say to a dumb person, he sounds smart. Because that's not the case. Because I feel like there are smart people that will listen to him and be impressed. To a non-discerning person, not dumb, but like non-discern, because you really gotta be tapped into spirit to know this man is full of shit. Because it sounds good. It does. You gotta be tapped into spirit to know he's full of it. And if anybody can pull that off, but we keep it real. I'll say that. Aquarius people, they keep it real. Okay. Let me tell you one Aquarius that talks like this man. Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates be so full of shit. Kevin Gates is so full of shit. And he could really use that power because he can be intelligent. He's intelligent. He could use his powers for good. He chooses for evil. How do I reach you? No links in your bio. You can reach me at... Yeah, there are in this live. You should be able to go to the description box and you'll see my website. You can put in an inquiry form, or you can go to Mariah Sincere. I'm gonna write it here. I'm not gonna put the .com part, but it's .com. You can email me at Mariah Sincere at MariahSincereTravels.com. I can't put the .com part in here. I don't think. Let me see. There you go. That's my email address. You're welcome. Thank you. Okay, let's continue, y'all, with this foolishness.
All these things and change your environment, because you can't be healthy in a toxic environment. And that's called epigenetics. It means epi means above, genetics, we consist of genetics, DNA, things like that. If we do not change our environment while we're trying to heal, we won't. So I literally had to give up everything. And you asked me, what's the first thing I noticed to change? My patience. I became more patient. So that means I'm becoming more peaceful, and my nervous system is calming down. Sometimes we've been in chaotic situations for so long, our nervous system is only attracted to chaos. And when we do get into a state of peace, we ruin it. And a lot of men don't understand that they're shot. Their nervous system is shot. So when they finally find good women, they dog them. I mean, even when they love them, they just can't connect. They can't understand her emotionally. And they always worry about them because you got the mama drama or the daddy drama. You got your own drama you picked up in the world. You going through it. So I'm telling people, the greatest thing
it's not that what he's not saying doesn't have truth to it. It's true. I just don't trust him. Do y'all understand? I don't trust this man. It's just like with Ace Metaphor. It's not like a lot of the stuff that he wasn't saying was true. I just never trusted him. And some of the stuff he was saying, a lot of it was true, or it was rooted in common sense. But then it's like we find out behind the scenes, he's saying things like, oh, all you got to do is tell these what they want to hear. They're going to eat it all up. Sleeping with fans, sleeping with people that go on tour. Why you got a woman like using his platform to get access to women. Then we find out, oh, he was essayed or in that type of relationship with a man when he was a teenager. And we're going to say essayed because he was definitely being taken advantage of, right? So it's like you got all of these issues in the background with your sexuality. And you acting it out with all these fans. And then it's coming up as narcissism when you're dealing with the women in your life. But it's like you get on stage and you tell these women what they want to hear and they eat it up. But like spirit recognize spirit. You feel me? Like, and this rubs me all the way the wrong way is what I'm trying to say. He rubs me the wrong way.
Anyone can do is fall so deep in love with themselves that nothing else matters.
Wow, that's deep. So now we know the root of most problems start nervous system.
Yes. A man should be in a sympathetic nervous system. And your sympathetic nervous system, it feeds off dopamine. Men, we thrive in challenges. We thrive. Like when our backs against the wall, the first thing we're trying to do is figure out how to get in front from around it.
Right.
It feeds us. So dopamine, we have to do things that releases dopamine inside of our body. That feeds our nervous system. Now, when it comes to the woman, ladies, listen, I need you to hear me clearly. Please listen to me. When it comes to your nervous system, you need to dwell in a parasympathetic nervous system. And what feeds your nervous system is oxytocins. You've been in the sympathetic nervous system and you're receiving a lot of dopamine. And that's why I feel like you're losing yourself, or you're afraid, or you can't feel comfortable next to a man that got you struggling. You need oxytocins. And what is the parasympathetic nervous system? That's the relax mode. Women weren't created like we are created. And this
now he's relating. Now, first of all, y'all see this mixing truth with manipulation. Women do need oxytocins. What does that got to do with? Now, women shouldn't be with men that have them in struggle mode all the time, right? And that could be from finances. That could be because he out here cheating on her. That could be because he laying hands on her. That could be because he's shoot, a man could not be cheating on you or laying hands on you, but he just a miserable ass person. Like every time you get around him, you happy he mean, right? But like another way to fix that is for a woman to just go be by herself. She don't gotta go find a rich man. So this is all trying to like convince women that they need to get with a rich man or these men that have money. But it's like a woman could go get that oxytocin by doing yoga, slowing her life down, doing work that has purpose. It don't necessarily have to be related to anything that have to do with the man. All a woman got to do is get somebody that's stressing her out of her life, and then kind of restructure her life a little bit. We shouldn't have to depend on a man spending money on us or paying all of our bills to have oxytocin. You know, he is. Let me see. Hey, what's up, Morgan? He is phrasing it wrong. He's not in medicine. His message is dangerous, especially for women. It's not that like what he was saying is wrong in terms of the chemicals. It's that now he's using it to push this like agenda. You get what I'm trying to say? Now he's using it to push an agenda that works in his favor. Men like this know that if he's out here publicly spewing this type of message, guess what? Every time he hits a city, it's gonna be a woman lined up that wants some money, that's ready to spread her legs because she feel like she finna get 50 bands. It's quite genius, to be honest. More men should think of this. Like, instead of sitting up on the internet bashing women, what if every time a woman met you, she felt like you was gonna change her life? That is, Derek Jackson did it. Ace Metaphor did it. They was getting so much quality cootie cat. Okay, the women that they were messing with was quality. They didn't even know what to do. They had so much cootie cat falling in their lap. And here's the thing: these women they'll pay tickets to come to your shows, to come see you. Ace Metaphor he's still, even after getting exposed, he's still bringing in thousands of dollars every single month. You gotta respect the hustle. He is messaging women because women pay. Exactly. Women are gonna pay for the relationship consultation, which I don't necessarily think is wrong for women to pay to get help with their love life. I mean, don't they pay therapists to do that? Or it's just like you want to be paying somebody genuine. You want to. It's nothing wrong with making money helping people with their relationships, but like you want the person to be genuine and walking the walk and talking the talk. Then guess what? This type of man, he get these women to come talk to him about their relationship problems. Guess what? That's another, she done paid, and that's another way to access her emotionally. Misleading. He gonna have a website for speaking towards watch. I see the play. I see it too. But guess what? Here's the thing. I ain't even really just too mad at it because people need to work on their spirit of discernment. If all of these other men have gotten exposed by now and women are still falling into this trap, still believing it, you deserve to get played. In my opinion, you deserve to get played.
This is biology. This is not my opinion. I'm not just saying, a woman shouldn't do this and only a man should do this. I'm saying God wired us to be a certain way. Right. And then when we start to understand the X and Y chromosomes, we'll get into that. But dopamine for the male, do things like ice plunging. That releases dopamine. It's a challenge to you. It calms your nervous system. Women, they need to relax. They need to be held. Unless they've been raped or sexually assaulted. Now, physical touch might make them go crazy. So women, if you've ever been sexually assaulted, you can do it for yourself. Just rub your hands together. Rub yourself. And it'll start to calm you. I promise you. We have to get our nervous systems correct.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad message.
Your woman is also causing you stress. I want to know your take on that.
When a man is a proper leader, his woman's not going to cause him stress because a
That's not
woman's
true.
going to naturally reflect her man. I know I'm gonna be losing a lot of scientific terms tonight.
No. We here. We here.
Okay.
I'm here to learn.
So it's a
That's not always true. It's some worrisome ass women out here. I'm just being honest. It's some worrisome ass women. Now, I'm gonna say this. If you know that you're causing issues, like you're coming home late and you're talking to other women, or you're not, she cleans up, you come in, you dirty in the house, back up, not having any type of consideration, or you're not helping her out with the kids. Oh my, good. Who just said this? Okay, thank you. Who watching me from the Philippines? Chosen. What's up? Thank you, Chosen. I appreciate you. No, I ain't never seen that currency. I'm like, who is this? No, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So if you know you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, then yeah, you can't be like, oh, my woman's not bringing me peace or she's stressing me out. No, you know you out here moving in a way that you would not accept, or that if she was doing that would stress you out. Do you understand? But there are some worrisome ass women out here. I'm not even gonna lie. And I'm just saying that being a woman who has had to work with women and just in the work environment, I would be like, oh my God, I would hate to have to live with this chick because she's so like evil or chaotic or always causing drama for no reason. There are women like that even if things could be going so good, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, she just can't sit the hell still. It's always gotta be a problem. But that only applies, you can only say that if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. If you as a man are doing what you're supposed to be doing and you know you're doing right in her face and behind her back, because that's another thing with women. When y'all moving in a way that you're not supposed to be moving, our intuition will not let us be chill on the situation. But if you know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and she just like to fuss, she just like to fight, she just like to argue, it's women like that. I see them all the time. They're constantly at odds with people.
word called microchimerism. This means that if you make love to your woman, kiss on your woman, your genetics, your DNA is living inside her right now. Or any woman you've ever been with is walking around with your genetics, meaning she's walking around with your personality, meaning she's reflecting you. That's why women reflect us. So if a woman is not at peace, a man must look inward. What am I doing wrong? And if the answer is I'm doing everything right, it's time, baby. If you're not willing to get on what I'm on, I have to dismiss this because I don't entertain chaos.
Right.
Yeah, facts. I'm gonna also say this, like, ladies, it comes a point of time in your life where you have to take responsibility for your own emotions. And what do I mean by that? If you come to a conclusion that a man is behaving in a way that is disturbing your peace, you can't keep blaming him for that. You have to make a decision. Like, you have to choose to regulate your own, you have to choose to walk away from that too. Instead of trying to continue to get somebody to change, trying to force a situation, trying to make fetch happen when it's just not happening. Like, as a grown woman, you're responsible for that too. It's not all on the man. Mariah, you need that speaking to her for real. I don't know if people would pay to hear me because my message is not inflammatory enough. People want to hear polarizing messages and catchphrases. We on here talking about the real. Like, we talking to we holding everybody accountable. We get into the root of the matter. We're talking about the real. So my conversation is not, it's just not polarizing enough, I don't think. Y'all see, I'm very grateful for the intelligent women that do follow me, but I don't have a lot of female followers. And part of that has to do with the fact that I don't sit up here and bash men all day. But I just don't have a lot of followers, period. Like most of my followers are male, but I don't have a lot of followers, period. Because if you're a woman, women either want to hear you bashing men or men want to hear you bashing women. That's how you make money and get speaking engagements in this game here. And I don't have that to give because I got to keep it real. Asian chicks are malnourished, nothing like South America. What? Malnourished? Not they malnourished. Is it that you want them to have a little bit more junk in the trunk? Is that what it is? What I do, I choose not to participate. Drama, chaos, risk. I'm just not going there for anyone. I know that's right, Morgan. Me either. Not sure which video made me sub, but you're doing a great job. Oh, thank you, Brian. Thank you. Okay, let's continue with this, bro. We're not gonna watch this whole thing, y'all.
When a man's at peace, he's not going to entertain chaos. So if he's entertaining it, he's truly not at peace, and he's an enemy to himself, which he attracted his enemy in the form of a woman.
That's true.
So now I want to look at the.
Let me tell you, it's so many men that will not deal with a woman unless a friend of mine was telling me this. He was saying when he was in his 20s, he felt like a woman did not love him unless she was crashing out in behind him. So like, let's say he cheated on her or he's messing with another woman. He felt like the woman did not love him unless he was like, I'm finna leave you. And she crying, she in tears, her whole life is falling apart. She can't think, she can't eat. And like what a lot of men don't realize, that's chaos and that's not love. That's emotional dependency. That's somebody that don't love themselves and they looking for themselves in you, right? When a woman actually gets healthy, she can love you and let you go about your business. Like she can literally feel the pain of being in love with you and that separation, but be mature enough to let you go on about your business if that's what you need to do, without begging you, without threatening you, without putting sugar in your tank, without showing up at your door at 3 a.m. in the morning trying to see who's there. And a lot of men don't feel like a woman loves him unless she's crashing out to that extreme. A lot of men will, they don't, and if a woman says, you know what, I'm gonna let you go on your path and we can part ways as friends, but not really. You go on your way. When a woman handles a man maturely, calm, and with respect, a lot of men say they want respect, but when they meet a woman that's coming with that energy, it makes them uncomfortable. Or they feel like she don't like him for real. They rather go deal with the woman that's crashing out and raising hell. Because it's an ego boost. I got her going crazy. I got her. Think about Blueface. Blueface, y'all know who Blueface is. Blueface and Krishan. That is a prime example, y'all. He love it when these women crash. It gives him so much validation when he gets these women to act crazy. And if the women aren't acting crazy enough over him, he don't want them around. But then he sit up and talk about how crazy they are, talk shit about them, talk about how they ain't shit, how they dumb, but he love it. He stay right over there in the mix. He's exactly where he wants to be. Hey, Gil Prince, good to see you. That's dangerous. When a woman wants chaos, they got every day to get a bad reaction out of you. And know whenever you're vulnerable enough to react. Yeah, but here's the thing. A lot of these men love to also get a reaction out of those women. They love to crash it. It boosts their self-esteem. I'm telling you.
Blueprint you've built for the modern man. You've set some very high, some would say impossible standards for dating. You say a man shouldn't even look at a woman until he has $300,000 in savings.
Right.
Do you still stand on this?
Without a shadow of a doubt. And that's for the average man. That's for the average man.
It's just average.
That's the average man. Now we got other brothers. I say, man, get your millions up. But for the average, bro, 300,000. Now we're in LA right now, right?
Right.
Just the cost of living here is crazy.
Right.
So a man has to really stand on business, especially if he's in a relationship and especially if he's procreating. So a man has to be able to have a safety cushion. So we a lot of us men are always crying about women aren't.
Let me tell you something. The only way, as a man, I'm just being so for real. Now, you can meet a woman after you're successful, but like I'm thinking of my cousin right now, the one who trains the boxers, and like a lot of people didn't even see, it's boxing. A lot of people didn't see the vision, and now he's been like awarded ESPN Trainer of the Year, right? And like he got with his woman before all of that came. He got with his woman when he was on the grind. And now he's up and like he got with his woman when they both still had to work and then he could take his woman off the job. And like you can't tell me that man don't feel good. And she's a classy, good, supportive wife. And it's like you can't tell me that man don't feel good, that he knows no matter what that bank account looks like, she's gonna be there. You can't tell me. So it's like him giving this advice. Now, I feel like you should not get with a woman if you need her to financially support you, for sure. For sure. You never want to get with a woman when you need her to financially support you. But you could be living by yourself and handling your finances and choosing to not have kids with her and put y'all both in a bad situation and still be dating and building something with a woman while you're building yourself. And to me, that's the better thing to do. Now, of course, a lot of times you meet people later on in life after you've built what you built. Well, then you got to look and see what they got going on for themselves to, see how they move with you. Like if they need you, if they running game, there are ways to see, but like, I don't necessarily agree that a man should have $300,000 in the bank before he even talks to a woman, because for a lot of men, that's so far away. I'm not going to say it's not attainable because anything is attainable. But like at the end of the day, the human condition is such that we want to connect with others. We want to connect with others. And you don't know who, like a lot of times when you're already up, you don't know who you can trust. So I'm not going to say that. What I will say is a man should not be a burden to a woman. A man should not expect a woman to fund his lifestyle. A man should not expect a woman to have children when they are not financially prepared or ready, nor should he try to intentionally get that woman pregnant. A man should not move a woman in and expect her, for the purposes of her being a house cleaner and a maid and cooking, and her giving up what she needs to do with her life so that he can help him with it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like just if you find a woman that you like, date her. If she lives separately, if she's a real one, she gonna stick with you through all those ups and downs. She gonna be down to go to the park with you. She gonna be down to go to the coffee shop with you. She gonna be down to do all that. If he ever want to be on a different wave or a different platform, he want to make a good scamming preacher, getting all them ties and he's a minister. So I wonder who is his congregation. The average man don't have 300,000 racks in savings, let alone a black man. I'm just being honest. Well, that's fact. So that means it's gonna be a lot of men out here single. And then guess what? So what all the women supposed to do? We all supposed to date the men that got $300,000 in the bank, or now we supposed to be fighting over them. That's what it is. And that's what I'm saying. This stuff works in the favor of men. It don't really work in favor of women. Like it only works in favor of a small minority of men who can then have their way with women and women be fighting over them because they desperate and they feel like they don't have any other options. I don't like that. That is fraudulent. How long have you been living overseas, and what countries have you been to? 2 years. And like altogether, I've been to Jamaica, I've been to Belize, I've been to Honduras, I've been to Ecuador, of course, Colombia, Peru. Did I say Mexico? But not all within this 2 year time frame. Within this 2 year time frame, that I've been gone from the United States, Peru, Ecuador, and Colombia. The other places I like traveled to or visited. Most people don't make that a year. Yeah, facts. But like to be honest, I'm a slow traveler. Travel over. I'm not one of those people who is like, I need to like visit X amount of countries in a specific amount of time. Like, I'm not in competition for stamps. I like to go somewhere, like for example, when I went to Ecuador, I stayed for 2 months. When I went to Peru, I stayed for 3 months. When I go to the Dominican Republic, well, I want to stay for a couple months, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that because I have another thing that I might have going on here. So I told you I was moving to Puerto Rico, but if there's a chance that I might be staying in Colombia. We'll see. We'll see. I would like to go, but there is a very high probability that I'm going to be here on a migrant visa in Colombia. So I'll let y'all know how that unfolds. Okay, we're going to listen to a little more, then I'm going to get off of here.
Respecting us, but we're not being man that's worthy of respect.
Right. So would you say dating is a luxury?
Dating itself is a luxury? Of course.
Because if you need $300,000 just to date, it's a luxury.
It's a privilege. To date, it's not, dating is not just for every man. Every man should not date. Most men should date themselves. But a lot of men deal with a lot of trauma, bro. I'm serious. They're afraid of being alone.
I do agree that most men should not date, but it has nothing to do with the money. Like, it shouldn't be, oh, you got to have three. There are other things that are more important. So, yeah, men should learn how to be alone and control their lust and control their sexual urge. And when I say alone, I mean genuinely alone. I mean, I think everybody, not just men, but I know it's harder for men. All men should go through a period of time where they not in a texting phase. You're not sleeping with nobody. You're not watching porn. It's just you, yourself, and God. And you're having to sit with you. And you do that for a long period of time. That's what I think all men should have to do. And I think, guess what? I think all women should do that too. I don't think you can be a good partner to somebody else until you can find happiness in your own company. That don't have nothing to do with the dollar amount, though. The money comes with the self-work. God designed us today. Now, it don't gotta be all the time, though. It's a season for everything. It's a season for solitude. Y'all remember when Jesus went to the desert? How long did he go in the desert, y'all? 40 days, 40 nights. Not only did he not see any women, he ain't eat nothing. The devil trying to tempt him. So it's like you have to go be in solitude. That don't have anything to do with a dollar amount, though, that you have. Name the countries with the best food. Honestly and truly, Mexico got the best food. Mexico. I would put Peru second. But honestly, I put the United States above both of those. Off of sheer variety. And like, yeah, I feel like, for example, if you're a person that's like, Peru gets hyped so much and their local food is very good and they have a really good international scene. But like, I feel like if you're an American, if you're a European, like let's say you're from England and you're used to unseasoned food, to you, Peru is like the epitome of good cuisine, right? But if you're an American and you're used to the variety of food that we have and like the different cooking techniques, and like we have, again, you get food from Louisiana, that is like delicious, that Creole food. And then you get Texas barbecue. It's like we have so many different, it's like you're going to a different country to eat every time you go to a state. And then on top of that, we have a huge migrant population. I feel like you're not as impressed when you go somewhere like Peru to eat because we have a food scene that's equally amazing, is what I'll say. Actually, God designed us to get married. Okay. What if he did the time alone, no corn, and he pursues you and makes 50K a year? Well, Noisy Mac book, then that would just depend on if I like him or not. Like the 50K is no problem. That's not a problem to me. Do I like you? Like now that comes down to, do I like you? Am I attracted to you? The 50K, that's not a big deal. And you can always get some more money.
A lot of men are afraid of being alone. Have you ever seen a dude was in a relation with her? That's over. Next week, he's in a relation with her. He can't be alone. He's afraid.
Mm-hmm.
What's he afraid of? Being with himself.
Mm. So what about men who are in high school or college or in their 20s? Does that mean they shouldn't be dating until they get their money up? Like,
Of course. And themselves together. Most importantly, make sure your mind is right. Because if your mind is right, you're going to know, why would I get in a relationship if I can't afford it? Why would I put my weight on my woman? Why would I add stress to my woman? I would rather be single than to break a woman that I love. Because women love it deeply. Women love with their mind, body, and soul. So when they get hurt, it really hurts them. And it goes right back to the nervous.
There are men out here. I know like a lot of women think it's just, oh, he don't like me. But there are men out here though, just to kind of agree with what he's saying. Not necessarily that whole dollar amount of $300,000, but there are men out here who would genuinely like a woman and they won't pursue her because they're like, I'm not where I need to be in life. There are men like that. I've seen it. Shoemake, I don't know if y'all watch his channel. Y'all probably don't because he's not in the travel space. But he was talking about how he really liked his girlfriend and he knew she was his wife, but at the same time, he just wasn't in the space mentally. He had to do some maturing and then he had to get his finances together. So they broke up and she got another boyfriend and he went and did his thing. But once he got where he needed to be, exactly where he wanted to be, he went back and got her. And he's like, I'm ready now. The thing is, you're taking a risk with that because that woman might not always be available or she might not be willing to end whatever it is that she has going on at the moment. But there are men like that who will not, fool with a woman that they like if they're not all the way together because they know it's going to cause problems or it's going to cause unnecessary arguments.
System, man.
Right. So what if a man never saves up $300,000?
He shouldn't get a woman, or he should get a woman that agrees with his lifestyle.
Love that. Should young women be dating older men and not their age group? What's your take on that?
I'm seeing this online going crazy right now, man.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it. In truth, what I would tell women, date or marry into stability. Because just because he's old doesn't mean he's stable. Because there's a lot of older men that still have the mind of their younger self. They haven't evolved at all. Like I see a lot of older men that have nothing, don't want nothing, and don't have no form of ambition. Why should
you know what? We can end this here. And this is what I'm gonna say, because it's getting late. But I'm gonna come back on here tomorrow and I'll tell y'all what I'm gonna talk about. Tomorrow, let's do it. Let's have the age gap. Let's have the age gap relationship conversation. Because I actually watched this video of this young girl who was in her 20s and she was very mature. She was very mature for her age. Like when y'all say, oh, some 20-year-olds mature, this was her. But like, she reminds me a lot of myself when I was 20. And I've always preferred to date people closer to my age. And her spirit, so she was talking about a dude. He wasn't that much older than her. He was like maybe 12 years older than her. But she was saying how after getting to know him, I understand why he not dating women his age, because he was too immature for me. So like, let's talk about it. Let's get into these age gap relationships tomorrow. We'll talk about the dynamics of them. We'll talk about the ethics. We can even talk about this like from a global perspective in different cultures. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow night.